Ahoy hoy. Ahoy hoy. It turns out I forgot to turn off my PlayStation last night, so or last time I streamed, I guess the day before last. So my game's just still open. So that's cool. Hopefully it doesn't make the PlayStation run shittier. Sometimes that kind of thing happens, you know? Pardon me. So I came back to, like the only town on this, planet, really. Or no, there's not the only town. There's also the town, there's like the Las Vegas that's on this world as well, but... The fuck, how do I get to... How do I get to that marker? Like, on the other side of this wall. Weird. Is that a thing with online-based things? Which part? Having it, like, run shittier if you leave it open longer? I find that's just a thing with, like, computers. Which a console is. Leaving the monitor runs like crap. Yeah, totally. Definitely a thing with computers in general.
You're welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts.
We spat in your spirit.
And even older consoles.
You noticed my mood?
Like there was one point where I just left.
Straight today.
I could be seeing triple.
I was playing a PS1 game. I forget what it was. I think it was a Final Fantasy game. And I didn't have a memory card at the time, so I just left my PlayStation on and came back to it every like day to play.
Anyway.
And eventually it just crashed on me because you can't just leave any, you know, piece of hardware just running indefinitely and expect it to keep functioning, you know. Got some bad news again about Braxton.
That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift?
He was killed by cannibals out in the ruins.
That's... Wow. I sure feel like an ass now.
Yeah, it's a rotten way to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on Catherine herself. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind?
Hey, level 22, sick. Even numbered levels mean perks. That's awesome. Okay, so we've got higher carrying capacity, higher skill bonuses on our armor. What else? Right, every time I kill something, my next hit is a crit. That could really help to just like chain together a bunch of kills. Although honestly, I feel like my gun just has like a 100% fucking crit rate at this point, doesn't it? Long guns, 118% crit chance.
Mom, I found I'm happier since I changed from coffee in the morning to orange juice. My doctor explained that it's the vitamins and natural sugars. But I think it's the vodka.
Classic. Wait, so what's the stream command? Is it just that? I think you just solved my computer problems. Is that a thing? Do you leave your computer on just like 24/7? Yeah, it'll definitely start to shit the bed. It's mlem. That's what the command is. Gonna be the switching drinks in the morning copy pasta. I'm into it. Pistol packing mama. Oh right, I still have to get this perk. Right. So most things are pretty garbage, but yeah, getting crits seems nice. And I think that's about it, really. Yeah. Let's chain a bunch of crits together. Sick. Now the sound will be the Yoshi Mlem sound. Okay. Blem. That's a pretty straightforward one. Do you want to say anything? Or add anything else to it? It seems so streamlined and simple after all the crazier stuff that's become commands. So I have a perk that says plus 100% skill bonus from armor you wear. So like this headgear, for example, tech skills plus 5. So if I'm not wearing it, my tech skills are at 60, 80, 61, 80, 74. And if I am wearing it, oh, okay. So it does double the skill increases. It just doesn't say it on the item itself. It doesn't double it in this menu. Okay, I get it. That's interesting. That's actually really good to know. Yeah, that's really good to know. Crystal down. Okay, let's go to my dialogue thing again. Repair that. Lay that pistol down. Toast these things. Yo! Senator J Butts. Your reaction to your own sneeze. I can see why that got clipped. Thank you, Black Roses, for the filter. Thank you, Kim, for the Prime Gaming sub. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the resub. Always appreciated. Oh, and that Prime too. God damn. I appreciate that. You know, those Primes, those are in high demand. A lot of competition for a Prime sub, you know? A lot of great streamers out there. I mean, not as good as myself, but a lot of good ones, you know? How's it going, y'all? How's everybody coming in from J Butts' stream? How is everyone this evening? How was the rest of the time chilling over there? The calligraphy was looking just on fleek, as I believe the youngins are saying. Do I want to keep like a couple different weapons? Yeah, I'll keep a couple. And just fire the rest of these into a dumpster. Where's a vending machine? I can sell things at a vending machine, right? Aren't they usually all over the damn place? Not when I need one. I have to lurk with lots of love, DM friend. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, speaking of DMing, J-Butts and Kim both are in my campaign. Well, our campaign, I should say. The campaign that I happen to be DMing, but which a lot of very talented streamers are part of. And this Sunday is our next session. 3 days. 3 days. You had a blast. Now I'm having a blast here. Well, thank you, friend. I appreciate that. I'm really looking forward to our session that's coming up here. I feel like there's a couple people who haven't chimed in yet about the game, which mildly always, you know, just concerns me a little bit. Makes me think, like, I hope that they know that we're gaming. You know, but like, I don't think ADHD Unicorn has really said much in chat for a minute. But you know, he did say he was available on that day, so I guess that's that, right? Let's look at my map to find a vending machine. Okay, so it's in like the lobby. If you've unlocked that ability, yes, you can sell at vending machines. That's an ability you have to unlock? Maybe it's just because I always play a social person. I have jacked charisma. that I haven't even noticed that, you know, I could have not had that ability. Because I imagine it's attached to one of the social skills. I turned on my PS3. I'm a real retro gaming guy. Have you tried streaming a PS3 yet? Like, or not streaming it, but at least like setting it up with your capture card? Because from what I understand, PS3 is one of the few consoles that is almost impossible to stream without getting special additional hardware like HDMI splitters involved. B though. Oh no, let me add them. I'll be proactive. Oh shit, look at you being proactive. Oh, Black Roses beat me to the joke. Speaking of D&D, I hear our kids are both interested in playing. Yeah, I know Cal has definitely been asking to. I don't know if she... I think now she's finally getting sort of the attention span. I've never really done much in the way of telling her stories. I read her stories all the fucking time, but those have, you know, visual medium as well. But just today, actually, for the first time, I started telling her, like, the story of the Three Little Pigs while we were at the park. Just, like... And she was, like, really engaged. And as soon as I was done, asked me to tell it again right away. Because she likes to, like, memorize stories and tell them to herself. So I have a feeling that she's, she might be getting to an age where she could enjoy some some dandy, I believe it's called. I think it's more of a reputation thing. Okay, I know if you have high enough reputation with a group, you can get restricted stuff. But I think you can always sell at the vending machine.
What do you think now?
Thanks for the encouragement. That'll make me less likely to do it. No, don't let her get in your head. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. How's it going, Literary Shoes, by the way?
One of life's mysteries.
I should be talking to me. I'm too drunk for this shit. What are you drinking this evening, my dude?
That's
exactly what I'm here for. Even Rox is on my side. Always. To discourage me from the thing you want me to do. Stellar plan. You're gonna get it done anyway. So rude. So rude. What is this quest? No, this involves going to a different planet. I see. This is trying to guide me to my ship. I don't want to go all the way to my ship. All right, let's go and find this next location. This area here apparently has a bunch of different quests in it, so let's just head there. Let's fucking do it. Feel my win that you want me to have? I'd literally be more likely to do it if you didn't. I mean, yeah, that's totally a thing. I think having people actively working against you when you're trying to do a thing does make it a little trickier. Rather drained, to be honest, but always ready to lend a hand. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling a bit drained. I can kind of relate to that. Today was a little bit of a tough day because I think the last 2 days, the little one has decided that she does not particularly want to. Oh damn, dead scientist chilling out here. She doesn't particularly want to have a nap. At least, well, she didn't decide in so many words. But the last couple days, it took like an hour to an hour and a half for her to actually fall asleep at nap time. So it was a real struggle. So today I just asked her, like, do you want to have a nap or not? And she said no. So I was like, all right, we want to have a nap. And sure enough, she made it through the whole day and actually wasn't really flagging that much. So I think that she's just kind of past the point of naps, which is fine. But honestly, I've started to really, I guess, come to take for granted that hour and a half every day that I just have to myself, that sort of brief window that I get to just sort of sit at my computer and catch up on things or just kind of do whatever. So it has made the day feel a lot longer, that's for sure. An extra 2 hours of being on
that makeshift bridge, we got
is
first we go under,
a little tougher.
To the left, then up and over.
So I too feel like I'm flagging a little. Joke, I know, but fuck, I'm trying here. Aw. Poor J-Butts. I appreciate your call for her, your cry for help. I think that maybe sometimes it's nice to be rolling the boulder up the hill with someone pushing with you. Jokes are funny though, so you might be confused, bro. Well, there is that too. I feel that. Toddler naps is so easy to take for granted. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's how it's done, Captain.
All right. No need to sass me. And that's how it's done, Captain. I am your captain. Don't you forget it. Yeah, the toddler naps. Oh my gosh, do I miss them already. It's been one day without them. But what's happening, White Tiger? Is this the DLC? No, this is just a spot on the planet Monarch, which... What is that sound? Oh, there's things up there. Which, it's like a crazy cave that I've been told I can go through to get where I'm going. Did you at least go to bed easier? Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Bedtime was just done, you know. It was... you know, at some point I just said, like, okay, bedtime now. And,
Here we go.
And she's quite good at bedtime. She knows that, like... She knows how to do the whole bedtime routine, and she's usually quite happy to. But, there we go. Oh my gosh, this is tough. I can't both think and game. Jesus. Yeah, so, you know, I let her know that it was bedtime. Which she kicks ass at. And, fuck you too. Get out of my way. Jesus, I hate the way they path. And she was, like, listening to a CD, she has an insane collection of CDs, really weird stuff. And so I was like, okay, it's bedtime, and I turned off the CD, and then she, like, went over into bed, and, like, you know, she was just, yeah, she was totally ready to go down, which is nice. You're doing the best you can, and I think you're wonderful. I, too, think that you are just the best, J-Butts. I think you are great people. Easily one of the 15 best people that I know. Oh, I played through the game when it first dropped. It is a solid game. I'm very much enjoying it. I like the gameplay. I like the dialogue. I like the, you know, just the amount of content in the game. It's pretty insane. Hey, Total Boar coming in here with a big old raid. Welcome. Tiny humans, so much work. So much. Yeah, you're not wrong. Absolutely. And in this game, the only times I put my eye on the scope is when the fucking companions will walk through my line of sight. I really like having a sniper rifle. How's it going, Total Boar? How's your evening going? How are you liking Dying Light 2? I've been hearing really good things about it. Folks seem to be really digging it. Thank you, Jeannie, for assisting Black Rose's in her quest to just always make me look grotesque. Just the truly the worst, most cursed of all the webcam filters, and it gets used probably twice as much as any other. I wrapped up the DLC last week. I hope Outer Worlds shows up again in a follow-up game. You hope Outer Worlds shows up again in a follow-up game. Outer Worlds 2 has already been, like, announced and is in production and stuff, isn't it? TOW is very Fallout. The Outer Worlds is very Fallout-esque, but very inspired by Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, it's made by the same guys that did Knights of the Old Republic, isn't it? I say guys. I mean that sort of in a more gender-neutral way. But yeah, I think the same folks are involved. Monarch's the home of my absolute favorite faction in this game. Oh, the Iconoclasts, or after the Other Worlds, I replayed the 2 KOTOR games. Nice. Oh my god, those games are such a good couple games to go back and replay. I modded and replayed them a few years back and was just, oh, it's a joy, truly. I like it. The first mission was so long. That makes sense, though. Usually the first mission is to help you sort of get your bearings and understand the mechanics of the game, so I could see that.
But I like the sound it made.
You did it, man. I don't... What is it even gonna call this? Big brain. Roxa 1. Big brain. Roxa 1. Oh my god. Big brain. You did it, man. Roxa 1. Why? Big brain. Why? Roxa Outer Worlds 2? Cool. Yeah, I think so. Big brain. I mean, so literally when I go to choose the game that I'm playing, when I type the words Outer Worlds 2 is an option. I'm pretty sure it's been announced, if it's even in the Twitch list. I don't know what they pull that list from, but presumably it's like pulled from some list of games and upcoming games. Because there's no way they're manually entering every fucking game that's coming out, right? I loved this as much as the first 2 Fallout PC games. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, yeah. All great games. I mean, Fallout games are spectacular. This game is great. I mean, yeah. Also, how you doing, JD? Oh, it's above me. Man, it's so hard to tell. There's when I see things on my map, it's hard to tell where they are, just due to the fact that this is one of the first sort of 3D areas I've come across, really. Like, truly having stuff above where I'm at. That doesn't happen often. Get wrecked.
And we're alive.
How did that not alert any of them? Ridiculous. Hell yes, Iconoclasts. Nice. What do you think of the Iconoclasts' whole sort of belief system or whatever? Outer Worlds 2 is announced, and according to the article I just read, it's not going to be available on the PS5. Interesting. I wonder why that is. Like, I wonder, yeah, I wonder why that is. Is it going to be on Xbox? Who are the developers or publishers or whatever? Well, the developers are Obsidian, but who are the publishers? If they've specifically said it's not going to be on PlayStation. Doing great. Toddler growing up too fast. Aw. How old is yours again? Was Obsidian a part of the Bethesda purchase? I have no idea whatsoever. I don't know anything about anything. All of my gaming news I get from you guys. I get all of my gaming news from just when I'm streaming. Oh, loud, Outer Worlds 2. Fuck Xbox, goddammit.
Tunnel here.
Yeah, there is that. I do feel like they don't have a lot to offer. Oh my god.
That's the last of them.
That's the last of them, she says. As a fucking mantis is like right over there. Microsoft bought out Bethesda. Yeah, it's been really concerning seeing all of these game companies getting absorbed by other companies lately. Like, a lot of them. It's been... yeah, I don't know. I hate to see it. I don't think that it's good for anyone. Not for the consumers. I mean, it's great for those companies and for no one else. Not buying a fucking Xbox for Outer Worlds or any other game or any pile of goddamn games. I mean, that's why having a PC, you know, as White Tiger says, is kind of the best, because then you don't have to worry about those sorts of things. Except when they make a thing exclusive to their console and don't put it on PC, which is mostly the kind of dick move that PlayStation does. But they've been kind of starting to, you know, release stuff on PC now. I consider them not married to any particular platform. Microsoft is trying to hardlock all new Bethesda content to Xbox. Well, but and PC. I have a 360 and a PS4 right now. Also a Switch, but that's an entirely different matter. Indeed. Yeah. I had a 360. That was the first console I got. Because I didn't know. I went to a friend's house, and he was playing Fallout 3. And I was like, what? There's a new Fallout, and it's 3D? What the fuck? And I found out he was playing it on Xbox, and so I was just like, this game is on Xbox. And so I bought an Xbox 360 to play Fallout 3. And then I probably played one or two other games, but honestly not much more, and that was it for my Xbox 360. Now it's just gathering dust. I ended up getting a secondhand PS3 so I could play a bunch of games that were only on PS3. The Last of Us was a big one for me. That was one of the reasons I got a PS3. I wish that I had known that the 360 didn't really have any games on it that weren't already on PS4. Or PS3, rather. Because PS3 had some games that were only on it that were really fucking good. I didn't even know about Demon's Souls at the time. Yeah. Also didn't play Red Dead. Wouldn't say I'm married to any platform, but I'm definitely against funneling more money to Bill Gates, and I don't like Nintendo's business practices. I don't like any of their business practices. None of those companies are good or do good for people. They've only been the least fuckheaded in general. Especially Microsoft, they're going super hardcore on the buyouts. That when crossplay is concerned, yeah, exactly. They're kind of like one of the worst for that. Crossplay just needs to be more widely embraced. It's nuts that it's still barely a thing. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. And it's because those companies have gotten so big that they're able to do that, to like force a company to not allow crossplay. To create these sort of gaming monoliths. That's sick. I love seeing NPCs be able to jump for once. It's really cool. Holy shit, it's got so much stuff in it. It's just been hauling these corpses over to this area to, I guess, feast on them. Constant sorrow. I still need to play New Vegas. Absolutely you do. God damn. Yeah, when I reinstalled New Vegas recently to start playing it on stream, it sucks because there's all these other games that I just want to play forever, but I want to also play new games. It's really hard. Like, I want to play New Vegas and Fallout 4 and, you know, now Mass Effect and Skyrim, and like, those are all games that, you know, well, not Mass Effect so much, so that's going to be something that I'm going to play regardless, but Skyrim, Fallout, like, you know, 4 and New Vegas, these are games that you could just play forever. And you know, there's literally not enough hours in the day.
That assist was a violation of corporate law if I ever saw one.
Oh my god, eat so many
If it
dicks.
was to my benefit, and we're largely in lawless lands, I'll look the other way. C3 owes you one, stranger. You haven't seen Constance, have you? Ah, there's your torso. And that'll be your legs over yonder.
Testing. What are you testing, Mark?
What in the void are you thinking, creeping around a mannequin?
That's the longest name I've ever seen for an emoji.
Time I was thinking, please don't see me. Oh law, I don't want to die.
Grinning face with one large and one
Now
small
I'm
eye.
thinking it was stupid to come in here.
But yeah, JD, you definitely need to play New Vegas. It's an excellent game, and if you were to play it with a handful of mods to sort of beef up the aesthetics a little bit, you'd probably enjoy the look even more. I installed Viva New Vegas, which is a handful of about 50 mods that all make the game just kind of like modernize it a little bit, basically. Mostly bug fixes, but also just tons of textures and stuff. Just got my tax return, filled up my backlog instead of buying any new games. There are 145 games on my Steam list I haven't played yet. What do you mean filled up your backlog? My wife and I will have to split my backlog to actually make progress. I just started replays of all 3 Borderlands games at the same time. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, there's a bunch of like pre-made mod lists that are out for most games at this point. You can find them on like Jabberwocky. Nexus Mods also now has collections where people have like packs of mods. So there's just all these different sources and resources you can go to that make modding like not the sort of painful clusterfuck that it was even, you know, a year ago. Like honestly, there's a bunch of new resources that are basically just cultivated mod lists that are already, you know, in the right order, so you don't have to worry about the load order, and all things that'll work with one another. And so yeah, it's just great. UBH Borderlands 1 is still a solid game. I never really got into the Borderlands games. I honestly found them so much fun when I was playing them split screen with a friend. Like I'd go over to his place, we'd play Borderlands together. We did it probably 4 or 5 times. So fun. And then I tried to play it on my own once and was like, oh, I do not like I didn't feel like the gameplay held up at all as far as like a single player game went personally. So I don't know, at some point I'd like to try the Borderlands games again, maybe, you know, give them a real shot, but it just felt like they, you know, it was all just kind of like procedurally generated items and loot and stuff, so it wasn't kind of like I don't know. It just didn't feel like the gameplay felt really shallow to me, like a multiplayer game, which is, you know, I just find kind of, you know, it's hard to make a game that can be played by a bunch of people at once and still has that like feeling of depth that I really love out of RPGs. So low it can be overwhelming. I just found super boring, repetitive, uninteresting. Like it just felt like all the quests were they didn't do anything for the story whatsoever, you know? It was kind of like that feeling of like really old RPGs where it's like, you know, oh, go kill rats in my basement because that's just a first level thing to do, you know? Like they need to it just felt like, you know, oh, go kill a nest of this, and then go kill that, and then go kill this, and then go kill that. And it was like, it felt like WoW, you know? Like, okay, get 10 quills from these porcupines, and now get 10 feathers from these birds, and then get 10 bee stingers from these fucking bees. So I just didn't enjoy it at all, personally. But, that said, I haven't tried playing them in a long time, so I don't know. I feel like maybe I would enjoy them more now that I've just gotten into so many other games and just sort of broadened my horizons. And you know, who knows? I don't know. It's later. Maybe I'd enjoy them now. I have no idea. And I've never played any of them aside from the first one, so. I really enjoyed Borderlands, and Borderlands 2 really got weirdly manipulative with its mechanics, and I got super disenchanted with it. It was like a fucking Skinner box. Bundling mods and making it player friendly. Yeah, it's so nice. So nice. It's huge because like I need to do that with Fallout 4 because I made just a custom list. I built my own mod list of 150 mods, like half as many as I did for Skyrim. But it started crashing to desktop after I got pretty deep into it, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to rebuild that mod list, or at least, I don't know, take out a few that were making it probably crash. But I don't think I'll be able to continue that character, which really fucking sucks, because starting from scratch is just the worst, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm a little bit frustrating with Fallout 4, because I've still never played any of the DLC content, so there's like new content in a Fallout game, which really excites me, but it just stopped functioning, so... and same with New Vegas, I've still never beaten New Vegas, so I don't know, I still want to play both of those fucking games. But yeah, the modding part was the part that was the wall for me in Fallout 4. Broke it for me. On top of that, Randy Pitchfork, the Gearbox guy, he's kind of a fucking dick. Pitchford. Randy Pitchford. I thought you were talking about like a game character or whatever. Okay, so that's like a person in charge of the company is a Randy all Pitchfork. Yeah. So Randy Pitchford is a garbage person. If there's one quest description you would like from WoW, literally calls you out for not listening and just fighting monsters and turning into moving on. I mean, referencing the fact that you're being kind of repetitive and uninspired is like, I guess, you know, there's humor in that, but like, it would be nice if they just didn't do it, you know? Like, being tongue-in-cheek about the fact that it's an MMO is, I don't know. Yeah, it's just not for me, that's for sure. MMOs in general have never been my thing, but especially not now that I've, like, given up multiplayer games.
Killing marauders and hooligans, as I am handsomely paid to do. Of course,
better hide,
as me
hooligan.
and Constance discovered, they ain't the only forms of life inhabiting these caverns.
And I feel a little bit itchy.
I owe you a debt for saving my
I think it's
neck,
from going to the
stranger,
pool.
and I mean to pay it. There's a station up the way. It's where my C3
You know, I showered after, but you still kind of
more there where it's safe. I'll be on
get
my
that
way
pool water feeling.
once I've gathered up Constance's parts.
I've given up on my PvP games personally. My reflexes are dull.
Try not to get shot on approach.
Yeah, I have totally given up on all multiplayer games, so PvP or not. So I when Callista was about 3 months old, I uninstalled League of Legends and Teamfight Tactics and Hearthstone and Final Fantasy Brave Exvius and Warframe, and I don't know. I feel like there was more. There probably were, but yeah, I just uninstalled every multiplayer game I had, and honestly, I'm so happy I did, because I've just been playing fucking great RPGs back to back to back to back, and it's been so nice, like just getting to explore all these storylines that I never experienced. Like, one of the first games I ended up streaming was Chrono Trigger, which fucking, goddamn, what a good game. Yeah, Randy Pitchford's basically an amateur magician? He's way into distraction and subverting expectations. There's something inherently tricky about it, dishonest, and he's a major figurehead of the company. Weird. It's even funny to me because that quest didn't exist for the first several expansions. So they just added it later. That is funny. That makes it more funny, for sure. Les reportedly roughed up a voice actor at some point during convention, and dude called him on it and lost his job. Randy lost his job, or the guy who called him on being roughed up lost his job? Because that's fucked. It's an early player quest. Oh, that's funny. Games you can't pause because you have a little one? Yeah, just like time sinks. Just anything that's just eating my time that I could be spending with my daughter, you know? And just games that are just meant to be addictive, you know? Like, the concept of daily quests are something that I no longer have in my life, and I really feel like I'm better off for it.
Damn, but we're good. That's the last of them.
Oh my god. How's it going, Hunky? Oh no. I'm glad that this redeem didn't go off during that gunfight. So I fixed the redeems not working. I figured out what was going on. And and repaired it. Or the redeems that had to do with flipping the screen and stuff. And it turns out it's because I mean, whatever. I don't know. I don't want to get into the weeds, but the way that I had my nested scenes working, this was the only game that didn't have the redeems working. And while I was in there, I also added redeems for another scene so that when I'm playing games in a different aspect ratio, I'll be able to have all of the same redeems as well. So I could do Kaizo and have you guys flip the screen upside down. Can't wait to start getting into older games that aren't on consoles now that I have a handheld PC. Handheld PC? What? The dude that voiced the Claptrap robot in Borderlands and Borderlands 2, Randy muscled up on him in an altercation he initiated and Claptrap was out. Whoa, Jesus. That's fucked. I played a lot of State of Decay 2 solo after my daughter was born, so I could pause them. Yeah, but I mean, like, I only play games when I'm streaming. So after getting rid of all the multiplayer games, now I find I'm only streaming single player games, which I think just stream better anyway. Like, it just makes for better streams anyway. So I feel like it's kind of a win-win. Like, I just have no reason to have multiplayer games. Like, they weren't adding to my quality of life whatsoever. They weren't enhancing my streams whatsoever. And they were just like a time sink that I could be spending with my daughter. So, I don't know. Just in every way, I feel like I'm just better off not having multiplayer games in my life. I'm happy to be rid of them. Yeah, all in all, I really wanted to go back to solid storied games that have limited co-op, 1 to 4 players. Yeah, like, the more players that you can have in a game, the more the game story suffers for it, in my opinion. I've not really found any exceptions to that yet, so I don't know. I just feel that it's kind of an inevitability. As one thing is strengthened, other things become weakened. And I think that's just kind of the nature of all things. But it's something that's noticeable in games, I feel, you know, as far as I personally have noticed. I still play a handful of PvP games because my best friend plays them, and I live in Seattle and he lives back in SC, and that's really the only way we can spend time together. SC. Send something? And I don't know. Good PvP is so fun. It's just finding good PvP that's the problem. I guess. I don't know. I feel like the best PvP still is like GoldenEye, Mario Kart, you know? Sitting together with a friend and doing PvP is like so fun because it's basically like couch co-op. You just happen to be against each other. Tony Hawk, you know? I love games like that. PvP only exists if you have the same mentality of the majority of the PvP players. I played thousands of hours of Quake World Team Fortress. I never got that deep into Team Fortress. I know that Your Majesty was into Team Fortress as well. I tried to get into it. I really made a concerted effort because I just had heard so many good things, but I just feel like it was too late. I just got into it too late. Handheld PC, that's not a thing. Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. Somewhat cheaper priced 1X player Steam Deck devices. The one I got can be hooked up to an external GPU if I want to go all into PC games. External GPU. Huh. Just never have people to play with. Yeah, I feel like it's not a thing really anymore. Oh, White Tiger. Yeah, Stream Raiders, right. Let's do it. Let's do it. I need to place healers and berserkers on the battlefield. Let's do it. Let's see here. Healers and berserkers. I can do that. Let's put a healer on the battlefield. Bloop. Here we go. South Carolina, gotcha. All I know is the memes for Team Fortress 2, Fortress 2. Not even in the Stream Raiders? Oh, I assumed that that was like a hint, like, oh, let's do some Stream Raiders battles. I hear something.
Oh, hello there. Loading right now?
Here we are.
That's all good.
Told you we'd make it in one
The
piece.
battle will be
Station too
happening
far
for a
out.
half an hour, so... Oh, I thought maybe those were enemies, but the reticule is not red, so maybe I shouldn't just start shooting at them. Okay, well, it looks like we, Oh, here we go. Looks like we made it up the mountain the easy way. Oh, fuck off. Here we go! Pew, pew! Oh, no! Oh my gosh. That was actually rather intense. TF2 is more like Team Fortress 5. How so?
Has it like gone through a lot of iterations or something? This is an awesome redeem. Kermit telling when to fuck off is cool.
Yeah, absolutely go fuck yourself.
Dead bodies everywhere. What's down here? Wait, where even am I on the map right now? Huh. So is this like to go down the other side of the mountain? Or would this have been the route that we took to climb up it? Oop, get shot in the butt.
Don't mess with us.
Easy every time. Yeah, what is even going on over here? I took that cave because I was told to by one of my allies. Because they were like, oh, if you take this path, it'll avoid some like big nasties on the mountain. Now I'm like, okay, well I'm at the top of the mountain, but I'm not sure which way I go to get down. Or like get where I need to go. Funky. Doop 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 doop. The first Team Fortress was made for Quake, and those guys hired by Valve to make TFC. Then they went and also made Weapons Factory 2, which was the original name for Team Fortress, for Quake 2, followed by the release of the source engine of Fortress Forever was created, then TF2. Huh. Well, little to none of that really made much sense to me, but, you know. I've just never heard of, like, any of those games. Basically, you're saying there was, like, a shitload of predecessors to Team Fortress 2 that weren't given the name or the designation of, like, a numbered Team Fortress.
Wrapped in
Damn it.
rocks. Turn my back to you.
Okay, so this, yeah, this is totally just like the way down the mountain. Well, that seems like a good thing, right?
Here we go.
You guys, stop fucking going in front of me.
Rocking him won't work. That's some tough armor. Solid kill.
That's how it's done, Captain. Alright then. That's fine. You telling me how it is? Bodies everywhere. Mantis Queens, I was about to say always have all kinds of stuff on them, but apparently I was wrong. What is this place? Anything? Oh, those are like named people. Cool. So my weapon currently does 271 damage. Oh, I can't repair it. Oh, I need to destroy some weapons. I see. Cool. Alright, well, I mean, these things have value, but also I need to repair my shit, so. There we go. What is this place? Field. Oh, it's the Borst factory. What the fuck? So I didn't have to go up that mountain at all? What the hell?
Something you need?
Oops, didn't mean to talk to you. Weird. Quake World Team Fortress was the first and it was super successful. Team Fortress Classic was made for the original Half-Life games. Just remember there was some people up here that I almost shot that weren't hostile. I should probably figure out who they were. They also had Deathmatch Classic, which is reskin maps from Quake 1. Music video to this song terrifies me. The version of it without music is much better. Alright, so who was up here? A true horror film?
Hey,
You know those,
get
like,
over here. There are marauders up ahead.
songs without music? YouTube videos? Where it, like, shows the music video and just, like, the sounds of their shoes squeaking and stuff like that? There's a version of that for this song, which is fucking hilarious.
Up in Byzantium. To be honest, I'm surprised it's still standing. Every time I set foot inside, I half expect the tower to fall over.
This station's under the protection of the corporate compliance crew. You a marauder? 'Cause me and my sunshine, that's my gun if you were wondering, we don't take kindly to marauders.
What a name for a gun. What marauders?
Is that a trick question? Never mind. Marauders ain't smart enough to be asking those. That's good, I guess, as I wasn't looking forward to double tapping you. You're clear, but I would caution you against pressing on ahead. This station's plumb crawling with marauders, you know.
Can you be doing something about that? It's your job to protect the place.
Me and Sunshine are doing exactly what we've been tasked with, and that's guarding these big old Devil's Peak horns.
What are you waiting for? Help me kill these marauders.
There is nothing I'd enjoy more, but the C3s play it by the book. Usually. Go petition the boss man. Maybe you can convince him to alter my duties.
Oh my god, bunch of bureaucrats.
They're guarding a small barracks to the southeast, by the edge of the mountain.
How do I find the other ones?
See that path that runs underneath that giant archway? Follow it on down.
Alright. We'll see.
Need something? Talk to Joy. And for the
Wonder if Hiram's home. Just kidding. Guy never sets foot outside.
Is this the place that's crawling with marauders?
Signal through the gas giant's magnetic field.
Oh, okay.
Can't be easy.
here we go. We could take them all, by surprise. Come at them from the side here. You know, take care of the marauder problem and, get some sneak attacks in, you know? Grind up a little XP. Yeah, let's see what happens. If we just get a few headshots here and there. Oops. There we go. I think I took care of any witnesses. But, only time will tell, I guess. Oh, jeez.
Oh no. I mean... Aha. You have water and I'll have beer. What if I want beer? Boy, what a glaring oversight that they just have this, like, little sniper cliff overlooking their base. I redeemed hydrate, not beer drate. Yeah, those are the two words, absolutely. Alright. Cheers. Oh, yeah. I think that's the first water I've drank today, actually. Aside from probably some accidental pool water swallowing. I drink water, coffee, and beer. Ah. I drink a lot of different things. Oh my god. I just quaffed so much water, though. Alright. Cheers. I'm gonna run out of water. I'll drink a liter for you. I drink some water. I don't drink coffee. Tea, water, sparkling water. And then a lot of different things. Not a lot of beer. Some beer, certainly, but mostly these things. Spreadsheet of, like, whatever it is, 60 or more different kinds of drinks. Drink the blood of your enemies. Oh, that's a decent one. It doesn't hydrate particularly well, but it is a true classic. Whoops, did I do that? The way that, like, stealth and aggro and stuff work in this is kind of interesting. Get wrecked. I think they did a pretty good job of it overall. It's like 30% water, 35% beer, 30% coffee, 5% other things. Yeah, I try to stay away from coffee. I mean, first of all, I think it tastes fucking awful. It's just bitter bean juice. But also, I do not like the effect. I don't like the feeling of it at all. I'm really confused about, like, these different areas are. I'm going back to Echo Chrome to wrap up some trophies, and it's pretty much one of the neatest, poorest handling games I've ever played. Echo Chrome, I've never heard of. I did just stomp a level by half my previous best time, and that's kind of cool. Bitter bean juice. Yeah, I find it so unpleasant. Sundered rock discovered. That's what this is, I guess? Oh, this rock, I guess, that's sundered. I see. I was in the army, so a cup of shitty black coffee was a pick-me-up. One of my favorite and also objectively worst coffee you can get is McDonald's. Oh. Oh, there's a hammer in the cleft. Hammer of Olympus? That's neat. The Hammer of Olympus. Aramid ballistics. Oh, it's like super fucking valuable. Wouldn't it be great if this hammer was made by Hephaestus? But it wasn't. Aramid ballistics made it. 147 damage, eh? Wow, it's actually got really good damage, too. Cool. Oh yeah, the gloop gun. Should I put all my unique items on all these people? Let's do it. Huh, weird. That was kind of a buggy menu. Starbucks has some pretty terrible drip coffee. That's news for me. That'll knock them upside the head, pretty much. Yeah, I think that the worst... Well, the chains of coffee places, generally speaking, source their beans from wherever's cheapest. But that means that the beans are always different, and beans all have a different flavor, and you can't have your coffee tasting different all the time. You need it to be consistent. So generally speaking, most major chains, Starbucks coffee and McDonald's coffee and whatnot, they're... Oh, this person isn't hostile. They burn their beans just enough that that's the flavor. And so their coffee is poor quality because it's all burned, but that's intentional. Oh, hero prees. What's shaking, Fluffy Bunny? Burned coffee. Well, the coffee isn't burned. The beans are. When they're roasted, they're like over roasted and burned. Good? Excellent. Intentional, consistent trash. Yes, exactly. I mean, honestly, that is exactly what they're aiming for. They want.
Must have sealed the door. He spooks easy.
They want their coffee to be consistently the same flavor and bad, like, you know, low quality at least. The lowest quality beans that one can purchase. Sealed, eh? So I have to like go in a side door to get inside? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk to these people outside and see what's going on there.
Damn, but I like the way you fight, stranger. Wish we could join you, but I got orders to stay put.
Nice work. You should check in with my crew. Maybe they can help you. Go back and follow the trail running underneath that archway, and you'll find them soon enough.
Dude, the amount of fucking ammo in this game, if you like go around picking everything up, ludicrous. Way more than you need to kill fucking everything. So she told me earlier that I should go talk to the rest of her group, and that other guy mentioned the same.
You ever been off Monarch, Mioka? Before you met the captain, I mean.
Nah, I mostly just drank.
Must be them.
As soon as you stop to dream of other things, that'll be the day something sneaks up and eats you.
Huh.
Don't fret, I'm watching your back now. Anything tries to eat us, I'll give it a mighty whack on the nose.
Well, I'll be damned. You watch my back, I'll watch yours.
Oh, these are owned. Okay. Can't start just taking everything now.
Mannequin Slayer. Glad you made it in one piece.
Hey, Zebri, how you doing?
Not everyone's so lucky.
What is happening?
Meet my corporate compliance crew. Then check out our weapons locker inside. I reckon you'll find something you like. Then we call it even between us.
Kind of odd for a group of mercs to label themselves as a corporate entity.
The corporate model is the oldest and most efficient, not to mention.
Dude, we're just drinking and watching the Olympics with some friends?
Plus,
The Olympics are happening?
got certain rights not entailed to individuals. I lead the C3s.
I didn't even know.
Addie covers our payroll and expenditures.
Where are they
Lance
happening?
handles the human capital, and Donald is our charming public face. Our system works. We've racked up more confirmed
Winter Olympics
kills
doing the
than
ski
any
jump
other
right now?
crew you
Oh,
can
cool.
hire.
In China, Beijing. Didn't that already happen? I thought the Olympics were in Beijing like a while back. Like not even that long ago. Also, how's it going, Eric? What's shaking, my dude? I've been seeing that you've been playing, that you've been gaming more often lately, or I should say streaming more often lately. I keep lurking your streams, but I haven't really had the chance to just like hang out and say hi and chill. But it's been good to see. I saw you were rocking some God of War, and you're playing something different today, though. What was it? How are you liking God of War? God of Boy.
Boy, look at me. Look at me,
Look
boy.
at me, boy. Star Wars. The Jedi Fallen Order? Good to see who gets to host, so it's possible the country could get to host multiple times in a row. Huh, weird. Or maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. Your second playthrough, gotcha. Fallen Order, nice. Is that your first playthrough, or is that also another time through? What do you have for soda, juice, sour mix, or other mixers? What do I have? So I have a few different spirits that are meant to be mixed with things. I also have some bitters. I have sparkling water. I have a citrus, like lemon lime sparkling water. I also have a blood orange sparkling water. I have Dr. Pepper. And some cherry cola. local high quality tonic. Some local birch beer. Ginger ale. Yeah. A lot of stuff. With things I've seen remains, most countries haven't backed out. Blood orange seltzer with gin? Good call. You know what? I think 2 days ago I was drinking the same. So here's the thing. I'm gonna... I mean, you can pick the gin, but something that I've been meaning to do is we have the Empress Gin, right? The 1908, which is blue, and it changes color when you use citrus or tonic, I believe. Now, it didn't change water with the lemon, lime, or the blood orange soda water, I believe, because it just doesn't really have enough citrus to actually alter the pH level. However, I do have tonic, which should do the trick. So I could do the color changing gin with some tonic that should change its color, or I could do blood orange with any of the gins, really. I've got the 1908 Empress Gin, I've got a rhubarb gin, I've got Slowberry Gin, which is local. Also has a very cute label. Whatever you think is best. I have so many things, though. I don't know. It's so hard to choose. I mean, I've also got, like, Martin Miller's gin. Just sort of, like, you know, more normal gins. Color change. Butler has used that gin before. Yeah, it's good. It's great. It's made here in my city, which is cool. The things I've seen, I'm amazed most countries haven't backed out. Yeah, it generally puts countries in a massive debt. It's crazy. Well, where's your first? Oh, that's awesome. Peach schnapps. I heard that guy isn't really a doctor. I know, they should have called him Mr. Pepper. I would not want to go to China for Olympic events. You don't want to go to a communist regime to do the Olympics? I'd like to see the color changing gin. Be sure to hold up to the camera when you do the mix. All right, let's do it. There we go. So, we have the Empress 1908 gin. Made right here in Victoria. Named after the oldest and most famous hotel in the city, where the Queen once stayed, or I guess it probably stayed a bunch of times, but that's like one of the things that I remember when I was younger, hearing about the Queen was in town staying at the Empress. A doctorate in flavorology. What, Dr. Pepper? Is that what the doctorate is in? So that is the color of the gin. And, God, that smells so good. I really do love the smell of gin in general, you know, all the botanicals and stuff. We have two gins, two tonics, I mean to say. Let's do it. Let's have some Botanical Brew Handcrafted Tonic. This is made by a place in town that does soda, beer, and spirits, like whiskey and whatnot. Is this a twist off? I don't believe so. So, luckily I have a lighter for when I drink absinthe. So this tonic hopefully will have the effect on the gin that I'm looking for. There it is. You can see the reflection of OBS. So it turns more pink. Sort of a pinkish purple rather than the deep blue. Nice. Oh my god, that tastes good. Yeah, that's good. Reminds me of butterfly tea, which is blue when you brew it, but turns purple when you add lemon juice. We have some of that. I don't know it by the name butterfly tea. I think it's called... I think they call it like magic tea or something like that at the place that does it here. Yeah, it's the same thing. You squeeze some lemon into it and it changes color drastically. Just the pH level changing is all that's necessary, really. Work at McDonald's and get a degree in hamburgerology. That's sexy, but how does it taste? Yeah, it tastes really good. Oh, man. It's, oh my god, that's good. There's like a lot of gin in here, and you wouldn't really know it. It tastes sweet and lemony. Floral, herbaceous. The tonic is quite nice too. Water, cane sugar, citric acid, damiana, heather flowers, rose petals, hibiscus flowers, lavender flowers, sodium benzoate, and quinine sulfate. So it's got all the elements that you need for a tonic, but also hibiscus, lavender, rose petals, heather. It's quite nice. Oh, we got our butts kicked. Guitar. I think berserkers are one of the things I needed to put on the battlefield. Yeah, there it is. Work at McDonald's, get a degree in hamburgerology. Gastronomy. Get it, tastes like flavor. Someday I'll travel just to have access to your bar. I do like rose in a drink. Yeah, come on by. Oh, it's so pretty too. Like, goddamn. Even on a webcam, you know, it just shows up so bright, vivid. But only a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of rose can be nice. Fuck, that's so tasty. God. The gin has so much going on, and the tonic has so much going on that, like, it's really, truly hard to parse all the different flavors. But yeah, just pleasant.
We were hired to do so. Why else? You did get the memo that we're mercenaries. Our client's a bit unorthodox, sure. He calls himself the broker and prefers the glow of a terminal to flesh
and facial
blood
animations of this character in particular, I'm really
fault his
noticing
work
look
ethic.
impressive.
Our current gig's to stop, by means of lethal force, any creatures exiting the caverns, including but not limited to marauders, iconoclasts, and agents operating for the MSI.
I'll keep an eye out for that. Oh, I'm allowed to loot their stuff now. I guess, like, for him to sort of call it even or whatever. They've just, like, given me access to all their stuff. Cool.
I owe you for bringing the boss man back to us.
Mr. Anderson.
Thank the architect! Bertolt's back!
Got a problem? Maybe I can help.
If you got a problem, yo, I'll solve it. I'm drinking a very dignified, peach twisted tea. Nice. Those twisted teas are really popular. I found them a little bit too sweet for my taste, but, I can see why they're popular. Like, you know, sweet things are super popular. I don't drink much in the way of sweet stuff, so. Thunder. The name of that gun was Thunder. Is that another unique weapon? Fuck, it is. Holy crap. Jesus, the DPS of this thing. Out of control. $60 damage on a single hit. 462 DPS. Alright, well, throw on this unique weapon then. I guess that's just what we're doing, is just equipping all of my followers with just all these unique weapons that I'm finding all the time. I'm drinking a nice ice cream. Oh, yeah. Damn, I wish that... Oops. I kind of wish he didn't give me a key to the locker so that I could lockpick it and get the XP instead. Oh well, that was all kinds of fucking good stuff. Let's see here. Sort by value, and then I guess I'll sell a bunch of this stuff. Telescoping staff and like trip blades. I don't know if I should save some of this shit. I should probably just disassemble some of it as well, because I need weapon parts to repair my shit all the time. I'd rather drink White Russians, but I don't know if I have the money to buy a $30 bottle of Kahlua. Not till I find out my Super Bowl bet will pay off. If the Rams win, I will celebrate with something a bit more classy. Like a classy bitch. Repair? Yeah, sure. I'll repair all my equipped stuff. Tinker. $250, $500, $1,000, $2,500. Do I want to keep tinkering up the fucking damage of these things? I do want to tinker up the damage of these things that are like really cheap to tinker still. All these unique items.
Ah, if the Rams win, planning on celebrating with some nice Kahlua. How much are you betting on the Super Bowl out of curiosity? I guess that's coming up this Sunday, eh? Dream Raiders, did we win? No, we got our butts kicked. Still need my reward. Be sure to remind me at the end of this battle. However, the battle after this one is actually the one that's got the big reward. Going to be much more lucrative. So, you know, keep that one in mind. Let's see here. I've got a barrel that increased my crit damage. And then I've got a magazine that turns my damage into shock damage. Yeah, okay. I think those are about as good as I'm going to get. And, what else? Got ourselves a scope here. The Extendo sight.
Plus a 6x zoom scope. Holy crap. Double scope that also increases the maximum range. Applies a 6x zoom scope to the weapon. Reduces weapon spread. Doesn't really affect me. Improves damage. I think the scope is just nice to have on a weapon like that, so I'll keep that on. Yeah, that's fine. We're just get steamrolled, but now I'm joining the fight. Already dropped a legendary war beast. Legendary. $40 on the Rams. Huh. Just on them winning? All the sports game pools that I've seen in the past have usually involved a lot more specificity. Like, you know, if this team wins X to Y, then you get a payout kind of thing. Probably buy some Doers if I win. I'm a big fan of Doers, even though I make bad decisions on it. I get an extra $10 if they have the lead at the half. Don't care for sports ball. Nor I. I really have no interest whatsoever, personally. Well, that got out of hand fast. Jesus. I'm on a bad roll. I have lost the Super Bowl bet with my friends 3 years in a row now. If you're a betting man, I wouldn't go with me. I mean, there's two ways of looking at that. There is the idea that, like, you know, given you know, the mathematical variance that goes into things, like you could say you're likely to win just because, you know, it's kind of like, what is this? Carcanos? Oof. Holy Jesus. But yeah, you could also just say, like, maybe you're bad at knowing what sports ball team will win. This is like a named mantis? Well, a part of me will be happy if the Bengals win. They haven't won a playoff game since 1990, and now they're in the Super Bowl. Bet against the Rams. Got it. Anti-manta ray? Weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like betting on things that are totally random and out of my control, you know? I liked, you know, I got pretty good at counting cards and found it pretty fun to play blackjack with that skill set. I also used to play poker quite regularly. But yeah, it's definitely different betting on something that you're good at versus something that is completely random and out of your control. Two different things. I just try not to do the latter. But I'm also very frugal, so really factors into that. I grew up very poor, so just pissing away money is something that I have a really hard time doing. You can do a song request and post a YouTube link after. Yep, that's how it works. If you want to listen to some tunes, absolutely, yeah. What condition my condition was in. Boom, 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 boom. Speaking of White Russians, little Big Lebowski playing. I couldn't unwind. The landmines respawned, I see. I wasn't expecting that. Can't not think of the Big Lebowski. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. It's so tied to this song, like... It's a good soundtrack just in general, I think, The Big Lebowski. Devil's Peak Station, let's do it. Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling. It's one of those rare movies where, like, every single line of dialogue and even things going on in the background all are so a part of that movie and feel so important to the narrative.
Keep him quiet, Cap.
There's not a lot of movies like that.
You may not realize this being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown. Which means you can't ever get to me. So leave already.
Can't ever get to you.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, that's quite the bold claim, I gotta say.
Don't mess with us. Nice. Perfection.
1 million in cash, fluttering in the wind.
Vibrations on me, folks.
Inspired so many movies. Yeah, of course, absolutely. Well, it's so good. It's modern film noir. You know, it's like quite an old, kind of dated genre. And there's so few movies that do a good modernization of that genre. I would argue that Brick is another good version of that. Kind of a tongue-in-cheek modern film noir movie.
The elevator.
Which is actually stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt, for those who are unfamiliar.
For another way up.
It's been many years since I've seen it, and I watched it back when I was working in a movie store, and quite, you know, quite a cinephile. I was into some kind of, artsy movies as well, but I would say it probably holds up. I'd have to rewatch it, you know, now when I'm a little less deep in that world. Superbad to name one. Brick is excellent. Good, excellent. Well, I'm good. I'm glad to hear another review of it that makes me feel a little bit more justified. Nice Guys, Kingpin. Oh, these are all things inspired by it. I think I only saw Kingpin around the time it first came out, and I think I was so young that I didn't really get it. I don't know. I'd have to watch that again now as a grown ass dude and see if it's any good. Well, I mean, was Fargo inspired by it? Like, it's the same, you know, director, right? I mean, it's hard to say that a thing is inspired by something when it's an earlier work by the same person. I would argue that every single thing that anyone has ever made is inspired by the things they made earlier. Certainly informed by them. Memorandum, environmental controls installation and keycard. Barb, the new environmental controls terminal is now installed and running upstairs. Congratulations, you messaged corporate about it, you get to manage it. Consider this your official notice to hide its access keycard deep in the bottom of a drawer somewhere, preferably within the archives or in one of the station's other popular sections. Because I sure as hell will not allow our station's efficiency scores to plummet due to a pointless safety feature. Don't even think about testing the system out. The emergency sirens will make your ears bleed, and if you accidentally triggered the fire suppression system, it can suck the air from the room faster than the station's last performance review. And the keycard is right there next to it. I'm going to wait to pick up that keycard until I know that I can't use hacking to get into whatever it is that opens or interacts with. Stimulotion here in the bathroom. Pep pills. Anything alive in here?
You out there, whoever you are, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me. Base to intercom.
Base to intercom. Where is the intercom? Ah, here. This is a live orchestra performance of Can You Feel My Heart by Bring Me on the Horizon. I've been hooked on it for a few days now. Nice.
I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? And you, Nyoka, what are you doing lugging a stranger into my station?
You could use the socialization, you son of a bitch. Also, she hired me.
To what purpose? I happen to have some significant problems I am dealing with right now. Marauders, running out of purple-berry wine 3 days ago, not being able to bloody broadcast.
I need to see the information broker about...
No. We'll deal with information-related business later. As I said, there are bigger problems threatening my life and livelihood at this very moment. The Marauders want me dead. And since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I need you to clear out the threat. As my newest contractor, you may call me the broker.
Or we can call you Hiram, on account of that's your damn name, and doubly on the account of the broker being a dumbass alternative.
What? Everyone calls me that, aside from you.
Okay, broker.
See, Nyoka? Excellent. I have a good feeling about our business relationship. I'm sure it will go much more smoothly than with those unscrupulous mercenaries I hired. I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long.
That was weird. The last text box didn't have, like, a text box. Or the last line
Destroy
didn't.
the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
How many Marauders broke into the station?
Too many, considering I
Looking Jin again, I see. It was a redemption.
them out in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Already, they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job, permanently.
What's in it for me?
Aside from the bits I'll be paying you, you said you wanted something from me. Something information-related. I'll give it to you, in person, once I'm safe.
I'll see what I can do. Oh, is it leftover pizza? Okay. No, it's all good. So where's the elevator?
Hey, elevators to your right.
Ah.
Get ready.
Can everyone hear what he's saying over that intercom? Because if so, that's going to make my job a little harder. It's like everyone will know I'm coming. Alright. I'm going to save just in case. Hey, humanity. What is shaking? I'm just playing some boyfriend dungeon. Nice.
Remind me to never turn my back to you. Here they come. Here they go.
Are you fucking joking?
Don't mess with us.
Fucking moving directly in front of me and just standing there in a doorway. God, I hate that. Hate that. I wonder if on PC there's mods to, like, change their fucking combat AI. Give them some self-preservation. This is a Family Feud question. What is shaking? I'm gonna guess maracas. It is obviously the dryer. Dating everyone and diving into dungeons. I mean, based on the name, I guess I'm not surprised. Okay, can't shoot through there. Good to know. The Boyfriend Dungeon is a game where you... It's like a dating simulator that it also involves dungeon delving? I don't know, it's hard for me to envision the gameplay or the genre, I guess. Hey, computer. Inclement weather warning. Regional severe alert. Next 72 hours, chance of thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms, including lightning strikes forecast across the mountain region. Universal Defense Logistics would like to remind employees that it is in no way responsible for the highly unfortunate but realistically probable case of loss of life in its facilities. Should have known that. I'd sign up for a dating site where you met people through D&D games. I mean, I think that's just Meetup, right? Just dirty game. It's a sexy party. It's a roguelike like Hades. Isometric, but the weapons you wield also turn into people. Or the people who turn into weapons you can use. And outside of dungeon diving, you date and get closer to them. Wow. That's kind of a cool concept, honestly. Messages. From Ramsey to broker. As I stated in my prior 4 emails, there's simply no cause for alarm. I swear to you, Hiram, the situation's under control. What you call a near emergency, I would consider a non-event. Yes, a high-energy transmission was used for too lengthy a period of time, and yes, the generators cannot safely support that activity. Yes, and yes, there could have been damage under load. But the point remains, nothing happened. We caught the issue in time. The engineers involved were reprimanded. I swear on my mama's grave it will not happen again. Now please cease contacting me for daily updates on the status of the generators. Thank you. The more you date them, the more powerful they become in the dungeon diving. It's not a dirty game. There's lots of risque conversations and dialogue and the occasional shirtless hot men and abs. A moment where you need a bow and have been neglecting it for a sexy sword. What in the black hole were you thinking, Val? At some point, space efficiency becomes the inverse to time efficiency, and one negates the other. What I mean is, how am I to do my morning business when the toilets are directly facing the open showers? You might like watching fellas scrub their jigglies while you take a steaming dump, but I don't. Sincerely, thanks for the peep show. Not really, that was sarcasm. Theodore. On the contrary, Theo, not only is it a spatially efficient design, but it also encourages simultaneous users to hurry their business. Don't look, or speed it up and move on. After all, the faster you're back to your station, the happier we'll all be. Warmest regards, Val. Postscript, you take too many bathroom breaks and you know it. Wow, some wild arguments going on there. Some wild decisions made. You can date anyone you please. It's a pretty light polyamory, I guess you can call it that. And then you can change weapons mid-dungeon floor. Oh, that's cool. You know, cornflakes were invented to keep people from doing the devil's handshake. I've never jerked off eating cornflakes, so I guess it works. Yeah, but I'd be willing to bet there are people who have. So I don't know if it does work. I would say that the number of people who have jacked off while eating cornflakes versus the number of people who have jacked off while eating basically any other food are probably pretty similar numbers. I don't know if it is particularly effective. Looting everything. Loot, loot, loot. Loot, 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 loot. Looting all these parts and ammo as well. Unlocking these things right there. Loot, loot, loot. Yes, I'm glad I didn't pick up the key card. Free experience. Isn't the symbol for cornflakes a cock? Is a thing? Atmospheric controls are online. Issue detected with the auto-mechanical controls. Alerting HQ. All sensors currently indicate a standard level range regarding temperature and chemical composition throughout the station. Deploy fire suppressor systems in main hall. Warning, that will remove all oxygen from the chamber. Please ensure that all personnel have been safely evacuated prior to initiating the safety protocol. Wait, is this something that's going to... I hope this doesn't murder the guy who I'm trying to, like, you know, help him keep alive. Auto-mechanical controls. Worker productivity loss must be weighted against the benefits of testing the safety system. Warning. Prolonged exposure to emergency alarms can lead to disorientation and ruptured eardrums. Sure. And then... Can I not do the other thing? I guess not. Oh my gosh. Eric. Making it hard to read. There's a wine that you want to try? Kind of prefer Boyfriend Dungeon over Hades because I have a bigger incentive to keep going. Is the gameplay that similar? That they are essentially interchangeable? My DM made me a figure of my very large paladin alien creature for our Starfinder campaign, but I knew my DM through her girlfriend, who's been a friend of mine for a long time, so when they broke up, I kind of had to choose sides, and I stuck with the friend I had known over my DM. That's always a tough one. Breakups can be a little bit awkward. But it's an expensive wine, so I think we should do it together. You've already been drinking. I mean, that is true, I have been drinking. We could try the wine tomorrow. Hades has a bigger difficulty curve. I've heard only exceptional things about Hades. Like, basically everyone seems to fucking love Hades. So I would imagine that the mechanics must be, like, really, really good. I'd be surprised if a game was able to replicate, while also being, like, having its own totally different systems. My friend Dungeon gives more leeway since healing items are pretty often found anywhere and you can skip floors once you beat bosses instead of Hades. Is Hades a particularly challenging roguelike? Right. Who ordered a reward in this? Right, White Tiger. Is White Tiger currently around? Mark all these things as redeemed. If not, it's not a big deal. I will hand out the 2 scrolls instead of the 1 scroll. Oh, White Tiger didn't even take part in this battle. Alright. Refunded reward. You dropped an epic war beast. Give me that loot. Well, there's a channel point redeem for that. I mean, it's dirt cheap so that pretty much anyone can afford it. But if you want some of the scrolls or musketeers, specifically, then you gotta redeem that that thing, which is like 250 channel points. Otherwise, I just hand them out at random. It took me quite a while to even complete 1 full run. Yeah, I was feeling that way with Enter the Gungeon as well. I just don't really care enough. Cool, at random then. And you end up getting the 2 berserkers. It does also favor people who like interact and chat more. Now this battle, for a loyalty chest, means you can get 200 gold. So this is probably a good one to spend channel points on if you were planning on spending them on anything. So my recommendation would be to get that loot. Go. Boop. Hey, Genie, grabbing it up. Give me that cash. All right. Consider it yours. Damn. Big bin that's empty of loot. That sucks. Those usually have the most loot and the highest quality loot. Where are the people who are wandering around here?
Marauder free at last. I'll get the door. You hurry on in.
Sick. Open that door for me, dude. Nice. Things in this room aren't actually owned, despite the fact that they're, you know, watched over. Flamethrower? I'll take it. Ah, another big empty bin. What a shame. More consumables just chilling in here. Some pep pills. Honestly, the little icon at the bottom center of the screen that implies that I should be repairing my weapon, I can't quite tell what it's meant to be. Like what the image is of. Whoever lives there is going to be pissed. They're going to go out in the next snowstorm and they'll be like, where the fuck did my flamethrower go?
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. This ought to square
celebration
one hefty payment for a
time.
highly valued service rendered. But I admit, I do wonder why Nyoka has brought you to me. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here?
I told you I'm looking for a certain information broker.
Ah yes, our little chat on the intercom. You're looking for the premier broker for all of Monarch, which you knew was me, clearly. Phineas must have sent you.
Well, I wanted to
He's
finish the
only one
tonic
insane
before.
enough to send someone to Monarch to rush me.
Bye.
I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts always.
Love mine if you like.
Do you? I have lost track of the number of beers you owe me for chasing raptidons off your stoop.
Are you fibbing? Be honest.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. Just, it might take me a while this time.
So, here's the Empress Gin once again. A deep blue. And then, of course, adding some local artisanal tonic. Makes it much more of a sort of pinkish purple. Isn't there? Nom nom nom. Why is that?
I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing transmissions.
Is this a problem how?
The bandwidth. There's too much blasted background noise. Nothing gets through but their local broadcasts. Which of course has inadvertently affected the incoming port and my livelihood.
Why Amber Heights?
Amber Heights is one of the only surviving settlements outside of Stellar Bay. Graham Bryant and the Iconoclasts there got their hands on a working relay station. Now they're ceaselessly transmitting Philosophist ramblings on my airwaves. My former partner, Sanjar, transmits from his office in MSI's headquarters in the center of town. Don't let him try to fool you. While his messages might seem like
I fucking love
gibberish,
Ozzy.
they are
So happy in the live video for this song.
business orders to off-world
Yeah, I got to
companies.
see him live. That was a fun show.
I understand why he needs the bandwidth, but we had a deal and he's broadcasting ceaselessly.
Can we cut them off from inside the station?
No, they're jamming the limited frequencies we have at our disposal. Nothing extraplanetary can get in or out until the frequency pollution thins out. The safest bet is to convince Graham and Sanjar to stop transmitting on their end.
I'll talk some sense into
You do
them.
that, I'll be here, waiting on the receiving end. Luck be with you. I have a feeling you'll be needing a pinch of it, plus a vat of patience.
You're an info broker? What's that?
Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange for your help with the broadcasts. Ask me what you will.
Let's talk about the board.
There are so many members. Do specify.
Any compromising information on the chairman?
If you try to cite me on this, I will deny. Do you understand? What I am about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status.
So the chairman demonizes Monarch rather than welcome it back into the fold?
Exactly. But you didn't hear so much as a whisper of such from me. Luckily for you, I am a veritable font of information. How low you seemingly regard my trade. Be a doll and shoot any marauders you spot on the way down. It's this...
Don't get snippy with me.
Architect, have mercy. I should have known you were a shark. Phineas only works with the most ruthless and resourceful of captains. Wait, don't hurt me. That was an intended compliment, I swear. Here, take this if it will incentivize you to work faster. I may have a secret. Ask me what you will. How, Nyoka? Pick me up some Stimulotion and a bottle of purple berry wine when you're next in Stellar Bay.
Cool, okay, so I just want to say before I do more dialogue, just in case one of these dialogue trees end up having
It's the strangest
a
thing.
prompt that I need a higher skill
have a
for.
secret. Ask me what you will.
I'm curious about MSI and the Iconoclasts.
They are a curious lot.
So this guy seems like a real
and short-sighted too.
exposition
What else do you wish to know?
point in the quest line. I could use some dirt on Sanjar.
Sanjar's not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. He'll never be reinstated. Not in his lifetime.
Yo, Finnegasmo. How goes?
For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him.
What's shaking this evening?
He's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights.
What do you mean?
I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1 once the other corporations had abandoned the planet. The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved...
I'm gonna learn to have a Deep Rock Galactic concession. I have a group of friends that I used to game with all the time. We played League of Legends for years, and they were always quick to like jump onto different games, and as a big group, get into them pretty hard. And I think Deep Rock Galactic is the newest thing that they're all into. I haven't played or even seen it yet, though. What's the gameplay like? What's the appeal? Curious about Graham Bryant's deep dark secrets.
Some say Graham suffers from nightmares
my God.
that leave him
I've been drinking this gin
sweat-drenched
very
and
swiftly, because
I
it's
would
so tasty.
assume it stems from
But
the
I'm
friends and
really
family
feeling it.
he lost in Amber Heights all those years ago. You mean between MSI, the Iconoclasts, and myself? I bet neither of those megalomaniacs told you I was the true mastermind behind Monarch. Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation. I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. If MSI were the only corporation here, they could claim sole
So MSI would have to stay behind while the other corporations left?
Precisely. The other corporations were fleeing because of the hazard clause declaring Terra 1 uninhabitable. But MSI had lagged behind, giving Sanjar and Graham an opportunity. Take over MSI, stay here while the other corps left, take over the planet.
You're the glue that brought them together?
Precisely. Without me, they never would have done more than play Revolution in hushed whispers over scuzzy kale ales in the tavern. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations have soured over time.
That's interesting. It's a 4-player co-op game. 4-player co-op. Okay, you fly to a planet and mine ore with your buddies. You get swarmed by enemies and have to get the mission-specific items and then have to evacuate out once you do it. It's a grindy game, but it's a fun grindy game. The season pass is entirely free in it, and there's a lot to do. You can get drunk with your buds, and some beer gives you buffs. So, is it like a first-person shooter or like a third-person, like a kind of? I mean, when I'm thinking mining, wouldn't be an RPG per se. First-person, yeah. 4 classes. Oh, interesting. Huh. Right, so each of the people joins as one of the 4 classes, I guess. Why'd the partnership fall apart?
Competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle, that he is now similar to the original corporate executives they sought to reform. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray.
Got RPG elements, so when you level up you can upgrade your armor and weapons.
Luckily for you, I am a veritable
I guess having like having gear, I don't know if that's an RPG elements necessarily. I guess it kind of is. I don't know. Upgrade your stuff with the minerals you collect, right? So that's kind of the gameplay loop. Mine elements, upgrade your stuff so you can mine minerals more. There's a leveling system. Okay, well then, totally RPG elements. What's your ranking of top favorite blended whiskeys, including bourbons, scotches, Irish rye, etc.? Whew. Honestly, some of the Canadian rye whiskeys I've had have been some of the absolute sort of smoothest, most pleasant drinks. Bourbons are quite nice as well, but they're very uniquely in their own category. Like, there's not a lot of other stuff like it because they are just sort of so kind of like scorched and earthy. Irish whiskeys I think are exceptional if you're just looking for something that like goes down easy, like a little bit sweet and just super easy drinking on its own. I would say when it comes to scotches, I'm not as wild about sort of inexpensive blended whiskeys. I find that they aren't nearly as smooth as Irish whiskeys that are at the same sort of price. Because you end up like paying more in the world of scotch, so a very cheap scotch is like not great generally. But yeah, there's kind of good things in all those categories. And Japanese, there's some Japanese single malts and Japanese blends that are really nice. I think that Fuyu is a blend actually, technically. The small batch whiskey here, and it's quite nice. Yeah, I think Japan and Canada have surprisingly high quality whiskeys, which kind of puts them a step above in my mind, just simply because if you're going to spend, let's say you choose a price, like let's say $40, if you're going to drop $40 on a whiskey from any of these different designations or countries, I would say that the bang for your buck is probably going to be best spent on a like award-winning Canadian rye or an award-winning blended Japanese whiskey than in most of those other places. I tried Deep Rock Galactic, but it handled pretty jank for me. I gave it a couple of missions and deleted it. Yeah, I think it's one of those games where, again, the only people I know who play it are people who are playing it in a group. They're all playing it together with each other. I think there's something to be said for games that are kind of jank or whatever, that are just meant for a group of people to all get together and game together. But like Speedrunners was a game like that. You know, myself and a group that I used to game with all the time, one of them bought a 4-pack of Speedrunners and like gifted it to the others, and we just played a bunch of it for maybe a week, and then that was it. We were kind of like, all right, that was fun, on to the next thing, because it is just kind of like, you know, jank and whatever.
If
you know?
only I could be
Hey,
so
holy crap.
incandescent.
John.Gaming, thank you so much for the cheer. I really appreciate that. Appreciate the bitties. Super appreciate it. Have a good night. Thank you. How's your night going this evening? Yeah, 2 hundo biddies. Goddamn. I really appreciate that. You upgrade your stuff as you level, you get more cosmetic stuff too. How long ago did you play? Because I think it's had its full release and it's great. I played it a few weeks ago. Probably gave it a good couple hours, all said. Yeah, I've had some good Japanese blends. Yeah, Japanese whiskeys, they are getting more expensive now. People have kind of discovered them, so they aren't as cheap as they were. Whereas Canadian single malts and blended whiskeys are still a really good price. So, yeah, that's probably one of the first places I would go. Like, one that I've gotten really enjoying lately is called Bareface. It is triple oaked, which is often quite a good thing, because you end up, usually when it comes to something that's spent time in 3 different oak barrels, you're gonna have like, you know, French oak, American oak, and then like a, you know, or Spanish oak or whatever, and then usually the 3rd barrel that they live in for a little bit is going to be like port barrel, a sherry barrel, a Bordeaux barrel, and so that can really impart a lot of nice flavor and smoothness to a whiskey. And the Bareface, I think, what did I spend time in? Ex-bourbon barrels, then French oak, red wine barrels, and then finally some Hungarian oak. So yeah, it spent time in some red wine barrels, which I think some of my favorite whiskeys have spent time in wine barrels. The Oshentochin 3-wood is another one. This guy with the blue label back here, that spent time in I think sherry barrels. Yeah, sherry casks. Yeah, so bourbon, Oloroso, and then sherry. So yeah, those are always quite nice. But the Oshentochin obviously costs way more than the Bareface, because the Bareface is Canadian, but it's surprisingly good quality. So yeah, that's a thing. I would highly recommend some of the sort of nicer Canadian whiskeys. I was hoping Deep Rock Galactic would scratch some Borderlands itches, but it just didn't. That's too bad. Yeah, Borderlands, I think, is probably way more polished, right? Deep Rock Galactic was more of like an indie thing, wasn't it? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't an indie game. I just assume it's an indie game because I hadn't really heard of it until people I knew were playing it. Like, there was no hype or anything around it. Have you tried the Knob Creek Maple Bourbon? I've had Knob Creek. I don't think I've had a maple bourbon from them, though. In fact, do we have Knob Creek right now? No, we don't. It's pretty sweet, but it's so smooth. Yeah, of course, if it's got maple involved. But I mean, there's different ways of imparting sweetness to any given drink, and I think maple is one of the nicer ways to get some sweetness in there, because it is such a I don't know, just like a natural sweetness. Nice.
Not much, admittedly.
You must know something about Phineas.
Has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of that, well, that's a Raptidon of another color.
I'm listening.
I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, The experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain. I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not unconvinced either.
Interesting. Amelia bottle if you can't get it where you live. It's easily my top 4 favorite bourbons. Oh, wow. Huge. We probably have access to it. I have no idea. They roast maple barrels or something and caramelize the sugars in the wood for that bourbon. Yeah, like I probably tasted it at one of the tasting events or something, but yeah, those, you know, you end up trying like 100 different drinks, so it's hard to, you know, unless something like really stands out, or you really like, you write it down or just make a note of it somehow, they all do end up kind of blending together. You received any broadcasts from Earth?
What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one, that might be worth it for the right price. How low you seemingly... Sure.
Cool, alright. Well, that was, nice little chunk of exposition. So I didn't even realize that's part of the main quest, of course, because that's why he was sort of talking so much to me. That's why he was telling me so many things. Alright, that was the main quest. Oh, pardon me. The station's primary band is presently oversaturated with continual transmissions from sister settlements. Off-world signals are unable to be isolated for recording. Administrator notes. Amber Heights data is iconoclast in origin. Graham's behind it. Must speak with him. Alright, so the stuff he told me is also on this computer. I guess just in case you, like, kill him. Authorized broadcaster. Don't even try to pretend you're unaware that all broadcasting is currently locked down. Please return to milling about the break room and lamenting that internship and corporate arbitration you haven't finished. Or to override the lock on recording, please enter your admin username and password in the command line. Oh, you can't? Maybe you should have been nicer to Val. Personal files. Clear blue skies. Mood optimistic. Dare I say, the future's looking bright. Indeed, I can run a full gamut of operations without ever leaving the sanctuary of the broadcast room. Sanjar and Graham are living up to their promises and have not interfered with initial broadcasts. The deal is holding, and I believe I can make a life here. Sneaky, sneaky. Mood sneaky. Had a near miss the other day, nearly ended up with the board on my trail. We will mark that trial firmly in the failure category. One must experiment, however, to ascertain the best methods. I have found thus far that the most reliable method for evading detection within the limited frequency of Monarch's off-world transmissions involves duplicating regular news broadcasts on several unused frequencies. My information-gathering associates know to filter out the sounds in the vocal range, in turn isolating the embedded data. And the board's authorities are none the wiser. Playing hazard has never been more thrilling, nor high stakes. Should have known. Mood furious. Pox it all. Those imbecilic children. In their hatred of each other, Sanjar and Graham have oversaturated my key bands. They'll take down each other all right, and me'll right along with them. I should never have invited them to play, but what to do about it now? What to do indeed. Probably a good idea, having like kind of a just-in-case computer in the back that tells you everything you need to know in case you kill the dude in charge. What do you think of Bushmills? Yeah, it's not bad. I've got some Bushmills Black Bush. Like I say, I think Irish whiskey is really, really underrated. It's like really cheap and really smooth. So yeah, I like most of the Irish whiskeys I've tried, you know? I think Jameson's is just fine, especially for the price. I think yeah, I don't know, I think Irish whiskey is great. I honestly, if someone is going to recommend, or if somebody's looking for a recommendation of a first whiskey to try, even if they want to try Scotch, You know, if they're like, I'm looking to get into Scotch, I'll recommend, like, get an Irish whiskey. Because it's not a Scotch, but it'll let you know whether you're gonna like Scotches, but also it's gonna be a fraction of the price. So it's kind of a win-win, you know, it'll be very easy drinking, so it'll kind of give you the idea of what a Highland Scotch is gonna taste like. And it's not gonna break the bank. So that's been my sort of recommendation for getting somebody into Scotches. Interesting. As a Murphy, I know my Irish whiskey. Redbreast is the best I ever had. Really? I got the 26-year Redbreast. It's like $100 over the cost of the 18-year, but it's so worth it. I mean, yeah, if you're going to be dropping that much on a whiskey, you're going to hope that it's good. For sure. I would expect it to be quite good. Cool, alright, so I have access to Devil's Peak Station now. Ready to go. Alright, what do I have for, Nyoka, Parvati. Nyoka and Parvati are the only people I know who have a quest on this planet, and they both have one. Oh, what is this? Oh, the printing press, right. Okay. Yeah, I guess I've finished this, so before I go exploring further, let's finish up some of the quests that are in my log. Yeah, 26-year-old whiskeys in general, usually going to be pretty nice. I think the oldest whiskey I've ever had was 45. I don't think I've had an older aged drink in general, probably, than that. Not that I can think of off the top of my head, at least. For you in my little time. I went to a bar when I was in Dublin, Ireland. The bartender had a book called The Whiskey Bible. Oh yeah, I know of The Whiskey Bible, for sure. Where every whiskey was listed with a rating out of 10. Yeah, it's by, can't remember his name.
I know you. Boss says you've
Murray?
been real helpful.
Yeah, right, Jim Murray.
But, we got this.
Yeah, the Whiskey Bible, there's a new edition published every year, too. And then like 6 descriptions of a connoisseur for each whiskey. Every single whiskey the bartender had, either on the shelf or in the cellar. The Redbreast 26-year was one of the few with a 9-star rating, but one glass was €35. Wanted to try something fancy and I had some money to burn, so I went for it and it blew me away. Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, Jim Murray has, over the last probably 5 or so years, given the designation of best whiskey in the world to a Canadian rye and a Japanese single malt. And so that, I think, has really helped those markets, to help to like highlight that there's really good things in those areas, you know? Yeah, we got a few of their top things, totally. Like they have a, they gave the Crown Royal Northern Harvest the best whiskey at one point. We've got 2 bottles of that. They also gave I believe the Nika coffee grain, they gave best whiskey in the world. And we don't have the coffee, but we do have another of the Nika, from the barrel. Fully in the mouth, you feel the warmth rush up to your head as you swallow it. The warmth spreads through your body, so nice. It burns your throat, but it feels so good. Nice. Yeah, Nika Coffee Grain is the name of it. The pink label. It's called Nika Coffee Grain Whiskey. Doom 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 doom. I have a bottle on hand, but I keep it for special occasions. Yeah, we were doing the same with the Lagavulin. Just keeping it for special occasions and making it last. I think I ended up going through it quicker because of streaming, because people could like choose the drink for the night, and the Lagavulin is something that like I think people know, or at least they know that I really love it. Doom 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 doom. Oh, we might lose this. Dang. That's a shame. That's what happens when I drop healers. There's just not enough like damage coming from other units. Womp womp. I wasn't paying attention to stream raiders. No, that's all good. That's all good. I'm gonna redo this one, but drop a damaging unit. Got up in the conversation. That is all good. That's like my favorite thing. Just having good conversation while streaming is like my favorite part of streaming. I also dropped us in kind of a bad spot. I wasn't really thinking. I put our units right dead center between two different opposing groups. And so everything got flanked and destroyed. But this way we'll be able to approach it a little bit more systematically. Fight one group and then another. I really did need that gold. You'll get it. You'll get it. I'm still going to hook you up after this battle. You need gold. Have you seen my gold? God damn. I actually had 0 gold at the start of this stream. But I've just completed 2 quests, so. I still can't buy any of these saints though, which I would like to get. Oh, when the saints. Oh, when the saints. What's going on here?
We're fixing a leaky generator. What's it to you?
What's wrong with the generator?
What are you, a safety inspector? It's busted, pumping out gas. It ain't safe.
You're just standing around this fence though, shouldn't you be fixing it?
Oh, whoops. I'll get right on that, boss. Hope this ain't in my performance review.
Why are you out here fixing a generator in the middle of nowhere?
Why are you asking me questions instead of sucking sulfur? Get out of here.
I'm supposed to meet someone here.
Right. Carlotta. Yeah, she's inside. We got first rights, though. Soon as we fix that generator, she's ours.
Why are you after her?
You'd have to ask the boss. I just know she wants Carlotta voided. Why are you asking me?
How long will that take?
About as long as it takes you to beat it.
I need to get inside.
And I'm just gonna let you walk on in? Why's that now?
You're here for Carlotta. I get it. I'll offer, you get paid, we all go home with a win.
Hell, I ain't gonna pass up free bits. Make it painful.
I have 14 gold and 4 units that can be leveled. Oh no.
We're going.
I feel so bad for my dad. He lost his sense of taste and smell to COVID. Hopefully it comes back. I'd be so sad if I couldn't taste my food and drinks, to not be able to smell my coffee and bacon in the morning. It would just crush me. Food and drink is one of the few things that keeps me going. Yeah, absolutely. That would absolutely be fucking brutal. Yeah, I have no idea whether permanent loss of those things is a thing that has occurred. 55 hack to route the gas outside. I've certainly heard that loss of those senses is like a side effect of COVID, but I have no idea whether it's been a thing that's permanent or not. I need 55 hack. Okay, that's totally doable. Hack is a stealth skill, so I need a Let's go with some headgear that has either a bonus to stealth or to hack. Lockpick. But not just stealth in general. Rocket 69. I hope so too. My parents had it months ago. My stepdad still says some things taste off. Oof, that sucks. My mom's a nurse and she said most people get it back within 6 months. Still a long time to go. I guess the one positive, I lost my sense of taste and smells like a chug grain like it's water. Appropriate song. Yeah, I mean, I think that the thing is, like, having, having a loss of taste doesn't always mean that, like, it just tastes like nothing. Like, I think in some cases it's meant instead that, things tasted awful. Like, tasted like sewage and stuff like that. Which I think would be worse. 38 armor? Yeah. 38 armor. What you currently got? 24? There's 29. Yeah, that works. Give some good things to my followers there. Rocket 69. On the Rocket 69. My dad rinsed his mouth with super strong alcohol mouthwash and he couldn't taste it at all. He says you can still tell when things are salty and sweet, but that's it. Oof. When Ivan got it, he said salty stuff especially tasted weird, but I haven't had anyone contextualize what off-tasting meant. Yeah, I remember there was someone, like a high-profile occasion where it was someone who was saying that everything tasted just straight up like sewage. Elite Troop Armor has 36 armor rating. Where the fuck is that thing with 36 armor? It's not here when I go to equip one of my followers. The fuck? This game is so kind of like buggy sometimes. It's strange. Dialogue, ranged weapons. +3 medical. Why does it look like this has 4 mods in it? Oh, I guess just all the helms kind of have that? No, this one doesn't. So weird. I don't know. There's some things about this game that are really janky. I don't understand them at all. Like real jank. Strange. I had COVID at the same time as him, but luckily I got over it without losing my sense of taste. But I seem to taste some things a little differently. Like I can taste the vinegar and ketchup a little bit more, and I can taste citrus and things a little bit more strongly. I'd be okay with this change. It's not the end of the world. Things just taste a little differently, but it's not bad. Well, that's good. Yeah, I've definitely, for some people, it's like fucked up their lives. Like it's really affected them in a profoundly negative way. Oh, right. Okay, I need 55 hack to hack this thing. I forgot I was going to switch over to a stealth outfit. Anyone in the immediate vicinity of this generator and its environmental-facing vents may be subject to burns, disfigurement, and increased risk of cancer. Please ensure that all on-site personnel have evacuated the venting area. Refer to the UDL Employee Handbook for procedures regarding the reimbursement of time spent evacuating. Once the procedure completes, the vents will need to be closed. Thank you. Oh, it almost killed me.
What are you up to out there? Hello?
Relax, the sublight squad's gone.
Relax. I've been cooped up in here for almost 2 days.
I also got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and I had very mild symptoms. All of my family got Pfizer, and they all seemed to get some bad symptoms. Dang. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I wonder if there's other things as well, like age and whatnot, but, yeah, there's so many variables, it's crazy. Just like yeah, it's tough. It's such a shitty thing, like, just, having this fucking global pandemic has been brutal. He's willing to get J&J because it's actually a traditional vaccine, like the chickenpox vaccine. It uses a weakened cold virus to transmit a weakened form of COVID, so I trust it more than the RNA vaccines that are very new technology. Yeah, RNA is new, more or less, but it's not that much newer, really. Like, even, you know, traditional vaccines aren't really that old. Like, it's all fairly new overall, but, I don't know, the RNA thing is, like... The biggest downside of RNA vaccines is that the RNA breaks down so quickly, that I think that that's one of the contributing factors to the fact that it isn't really helping with transmissibility, you know? RNA vaccines have been around for at least 20 years or so. I think they're safe. I just question their effectiveness against Omicron. Yeah, fair. Absolutely. They have proven to be completely ineffectual at curbing transmission of the virus. That's, I would say, a big demerit. It's good that they help with the actual, like, symptoms and managing the lethality of the virus, but it really does suck that they literally don't help whatsoever at, like, ensuring that you don't catch it. Kind of blows. I'm Capstab. Graham sent me to collect supplies.
Oh, finally! Tell Graham that this is the last run I'm doing. Sanjar's declared a stop sale to you lot, but even if he hadn't, I'm not risking my neck anymore.
Vending machine, nice. So I've got 315 pounds worth of shit right now. 315 pounds of shit. That seems like a lot. And now I have 126. Damn, I just shed 200 pounds worth of bullshit. 200 kilos, actually.
I don't know how you got those goons to leave.
So,
but
close to 450 pounds.
Graham ordered rollers and whatsits, right?
I usually just said I'm not anti-vaccine in any way. Please go to the vaccine. Go get the vaccine if you haven't yet. Your grandparents are depending on you. Yeah, totally. I feel the exact same way. It's I absolutely do not want to be lumped in with fucking anti-vax nutters. Yeah, it sucks. Sucks because saying anything that is kind of like negative about the vaccines suddenly puts you into this camp of just this fucking dangerous death cult, you know? And it's that is not where I want to be. But But yeah, it just sucks to see that like that at this point, now that we're at Omicron, there's nothing that you can do that changes your chances of catching it, aside from like staying the fuck away from people, you know. I got 2 Pfizers and a Moderna booster. Nice. Yeah, I've got 2 Modernas, I believe. Said this is my last run. Why have you been helping Graham?
It's an enviable thing he's doing. Free people and all that. I can't live that way. I need my structure. But I respect the iconoclasts for doing it.
Why did Sanjar ban you from working with the iconoclasts?
You'd have to ask him. All I know is that if I get caught, I'll get arrested.
Where will they get their supplies now?
Law help them. I don't know. Maybe Sublight can lend a hand. I should go. Look, Graham's got a bit or 2 left in his account. I can send one last dropout before I wash my hands of this. What do you want delivered?
High capacity data cartridges or extra food and medicine. Just drop some recent Tenacious D. Oh, sick. I'm into hearing that. I think the food and medicine's more practical.
I always took that woman for the sensible type. Good on her. I'll send some along. Give them all my regards. And good luck out there. Don't go getting eaten. Go on. I need to get moving.
Hey, cool. The stuff in here isn't considered owned. Time to load my encumbrance back up to full. Hooray! Take all the things. I really like Tenacious D. Like, I think they are musically talented, and I also love humor in songwriting. So, they are exactly up my alley. There's very few places where those two things meet. I would say that Deathclock and Tenacious D are probably the 2 best examples of that I can think of, at least. Oh, shit. Tenacious D is great. 100%. I'm trying to get eaten every day. I don't what does that mean? I love that note. It's like Jack Black's go-to note. Reloot everything. And try not to die this time that we leave. Well, that'll teach us for gassing this place so that people die when they try and leave. Making a pun on the sexual activating someone else. Gotcha, gotcha. Trying to get eaten every day. I feel like maybe I fucked up by releasing gas here. How did I survive to get here? Da da dun, da da dun, da da dun, da da dun. Ba da 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 da, ba da 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 da. Blows them vents up. Dang, the chick who was here, I hope she didn't die from that. I don't see her anywhere. Yeah, I don't see her anywhere. Weird. Oh. I guess you haven't done your first stream yet. Have you, Hooligan? Your magic Rundy? Oh, still ironing out some kinks with the capture card. Is it not working great? What's going on with it? I had a pal come over this weekend to hopefully solve it. Oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, what's happening when you try and hook stuff up to it? Like, what's going on with it? You're just recognizing it, but OBS is being bitchy with it. Oh, right, and there's no software to run with it. So, yeah, that's tricky. Because when I was running...
Did you have a sweetheart in Stellar Bay?
I had a fling or two, sure. But on Monarch, relationships...
When I was opening it as a
tried to impress me, feigning bravado
source
in the wilds, thinking they'd catch my attention.
in OBS,
It was cute.
just putting the capture card feed directly into OBS as a source, it was having a real shitty time with it. Because I guess it leaves OBS to sort of, I don't know, I don't really know why. But then when I was opening up the game capture in its own window, and then just putting that in a browser, then I get, you know, I get this, right? The OBS window, which seems to work fine. And there's no latency whatsoever. Because, like, I'm watching OBS itself, the actual OBS window. So what I'm seeing is... like, the PS4 is going from... It's like PS4 to capture card to software to OBS, and I'm watching that, and there's no latency whatsoever. So,
I'm telling you, the
it works really well.
are fine.
But when I was adding it as its own source in OBS, there was massive
They don't
latency.
just
It was
abandon
unplayable,
orders,
unfortunately.
And they weren't at the ruins.
I have to load it up as a camera source, and it's weird. Oh, that's fucking really weird.
They're on a very
So, like, I'm able to add
we'll continue this later.
the Elgato as a camera source
back,
as well, but that's not optimal. You... Yeah, so you have it in your list of video capture devices. I believe... I believe you can add it as something else, though. And I'm trying to think here what it is. At the moment, the best I can say of it is that at least it can still differentiate from my actual camera. Yeah. It won't be added as a game capture, but I think one of the other captures... Have you tried all the different types of sources to see if it's listed in those? Like, have you looked at adding it as, like, a window capture maybe even media source. Things like that. I can get VLC to recognize the capture cards. I'm hoping that's progress. Get a fresh driver installed tonight. So, I haven't tried media source again yet, post-update. So look at maybe media source and window capture. And if you can't add it as either of those, so if you open your capture card in VLC, what happens? Like, does that work? And you could be playing it in a VLC window?
They're hunters. Badass ones at that. Hope they're all right.
They're our best unit, and now they're missing in action.
And we'll continue that discussion later.
I went through all of them, but I haven't gone through them all again after the driver update. Yeah, the driver update probably won't help massively. Were you just updating your GPU drivers? Pretty much burned out on it about a half hour ago and went back to the living room. Okay, because I was gonna say, yeah, if you wanted to fuck with it a little bit, yeah. But you said that VLC recognizes the capture card, right? So, like, in what way? Like, you can open the capture card in VLC and look at it through that? Like, that works? You can, like, play the game and you're watching it in VLC live? Yeah, you can open it in VLC. So in my opinion, that's a perfect solution. Because opening the capture card directly in OBS, as I say, is a little bit janky, and I think taxes your system more than it needs to. If you can open it up in VLC, and then just full screen VLC, like I'm doing with this software, right? I've got this software open and I'm just doing a window capture. I'm just capturing that desktop. Straight up, that's all I'm doing. This could be VLC instead, right? That's like your best solution. You just full screen it and then stream that. You don't think the audio is quite cooperating yet? It is janky on its own? Yeah. Oh yeah. Capture cards are janky, for sure. I mean, you're plugging a console into a computer. You're gonna get a little jank. That's something that's never been done before capture cards, really. So yeah, that's it's pretty weird, but that should do it. So if the audio is being jank, that's a different thing, and that you might need to add the audio as its own source. It doesn't seem like it should be janky. Yeah, I know, dude. Okay. If you're planning on getting into streaming, you're gonna have to really learn to just tread water in the jank. The jank will be part of it. You are part of the jank. It's gonna be a real jank-biotic relationship. It's like eat the video feed and shit it back out into my computer. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it feels like that should be fine, but it's just the consoles weren't built for that, and the computer wasn't really built for that. So, yeah, you end up having to find weird hardware and software intermediaries. But yeah, VLC is able to open that game feed. That honestly is going to be, in my opinion, better than if you were to feed it directly into OBS. That is like kind of the perfect solution. VLC acting as the window that opens your console is a great solve. I would highly recommend pursuing that a little bit more aggressively and trying to figure out whether, if there is jank audio, how to figure out the workaround for that, which I'm guessing would be to add the audio as its own input, as its own source. VLC solved a few weird media problems for me over the years. Yeah, very much so. I use it for I use it for everything. I use it for several different aspects of streaming. Shouldn't have used so much bug spray. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Bug spray is awful. I try to avoid it at all costs whenever possible.
Thank the Eternal that someone's got some sense in their head. Carlotta usually schedules the next drop during the meeting. When's she coming?
I don't know what you did to piss him off, but Sanjar isn't selling to you anymore.
The board must have gotten a hold of him at last. This cuts off one of our only 2 supply lines on Monarch. Sanjar, old friend, you're about to cross a dangerous line.
About to? That idiot just declared war.
We will deal with his subversion later. For now, we must redouble our efforts to spread the truth to the colony.
Yeah. I've had gnats in my room. I cleaned out every possible food or water source they had, and they're still here, so I've resorted to pet and child-safe bug spray to kill them off. And damn, I shouldn't have sprayed so much. Oof. That sucks. That's a lose-lose. I gotta decompress a little peacemaker, or I'll be up all night. Thanks for the pro tips. Yeah, no worries, dude. Yeah, I like chatting, streaming. Anytime that I'm, you know, live, if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask me. I feel like this is probably a pretty good medium, because I can kind of give you live advice, and even, like, you know, I could fucking throw OBS over here and really really fuck with things. Just show you some stuff live. But yeah, I like I really like streaming, and I really want to try and make it easier for other people, because the learning curve for me to get into it was so fucking steep and so brutal that now that I know so much about it, I'd like to be able to just make it easier for other people. And over the course of the years that I've been streaming, I've found so many little pieces of software and little things that have helped me that I'd like to be able to make that useful for someone else, instead of just having this fucking repository of useless knowledge that's only for such a niche topic. Guess it's worth tolerating the smell if they'll finally be gone. Yeah, you might want to open a window or something. That sounds awful. Bug spray is brutal. Nice, we decimated this battle. Unknown. Legacy code that has been forgotten. Explodes when it gets near anything. Rox has only been cancelled twice in all his streaming days, which is impressive in the times we live in. Cancelled? Have I been cancelled? Ranza Genie has requested the 200 gold. Boop. And Zebri, sick. Yeet. Give me that moans. So this battle as well, this skin chest is also going to have another 200 gold. So we're rife with cash. Let's just go straight down the middle, I guess. At this point, I can drop any units, so I'm going to start doing ones that I think are a little bit better. So the monk, for example, I think is straight up OP. Time to fix up the printing press then.
The print... Oh no. Graham, you didn't.
I've already sent a team ahead to scout the press. One of our best. Meet them there and find out if they've been successful.
You sent the Van Noys there, didn't you? Oh, for fuck's sake, Graham! We needed them in the ruins. Our people died out there.
They went willing to fight for our cause. We need reinforcements. We need new recruits. The Van Noys saw the printing facility with the same importance as I.
Is a printing press really worth all these people's lives? There's gotta be a better way to get your message out.
I have the utmost confidence in their abilities. Friends, we must have faith that the men and women we recruit can handle the duties for which we recruit them.
You could have sent them after backing Zora up, right?
Yes! You're damn right he could have. But he's so obsessed with preaching that he's become blind to our actual problems. Look, just... if the Van Noys are still alive, get them out of there. With Sanjar pressing the issue like this, I have a feeling we'll need them.
I'll do everything I can.
What?
Ah, hello. You're... still alive. All right.
What's your story?
Before all this, I was a writer.
I need to go to
for
bed. Y'all have a
MSI's
good night.
product
Cheers, Ginny.
catalog.
Thank you, as
It was
always,
my
for
purpose to spread awareness
hanging
of
out,
Saltuna and its
spending
various
time here.
forms. The certainty
Always a
with which
pleasure,
I spun among
truly.
the other cogs in their machines stifled creativity and personal growth.
At some point, I'm going to have to go and visit you and Ivan and Wyra nearby. Desert. There's like a bunch of you all right in one little area. I need to figure out a way to come say hi. Maybe once this whole global pandemic thing blows over, you know. I can relate. Flying my own course may be dangerous, but at least it's freedom.
On that we agree. Why have you come?
Hiram needs you to... well, hang on. Let me say before I tell him he needs to stop doing a thing. I'm sure there's going to be a skill check involved here.
Nyoka, I can smell you're having fun.
Hiram needs you to stop using Devil's Peak.
Stop? No. Spreading the truth is the only way to combat the board's poisonous campaign of propaganda against their people.
Your broadcasts aren't working. Nobody's listening.
I realize the board has blockaded our efforts, but Devil's Peak is an interplanetary radio tower. Surely somebody is listening. Surely?
You're only transmitting on a single radio frequency and very few people can receive it.
Excuse me. I'm from Edgewater on Terra 2. If you'll pardon my saying, nobody I know's ever heard of you.
All the more reason to double down on our efforts. Spreading the truth and saving the colony is paramount. I will not stop pursuing this. However, perhaps we can
Maybe save a few pennies. We can all go to Silver Dollar City.
Once we get
Is that like a
up and
casino?
running, I'll consider calling an end to our broadcasts. Why have you come?
All right, I'll help you do your fucking thing. Optional, retrieve Zora's team. Retrieve the printing press, retrieve the team. Okay. Think Hillbilly Disneyland? That sounds fun. I like it. Yo, welcome on in.
Drinking.
Oh, pardon me. What a short clip. I love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing this evening? I see you're rocking some Final Fantasy 14. How's that going? There's, I feel like a lot of people have been playing that lately. I guess there's been some new content that dropped at some point. Serious Toast, how you doing? I'm opening a window. I don't know if it's... I don't care if it's 2 degrees. F this shit. Whoa, what is going on? Oh, I see. Oh, this team's being attacked by a bunch of stuff.
Surprised you two needed backup.
Whoa, that was intense. Fast traveling into the midst of a bunch of craziness. I only did like 8 sprays around my room. 8 sprays of bug spray? Jesus. Yeah, no wonder you can't breathe. You have more citrus mixers? I want to see the color change again. I've already done it twice. I'm drunk. How's it going, Hookshot? What's shaking, man? I'm assuming that you love Sarah is someone that you know then, that you may very well be responsible for the raid. Welcome in. I really appreciate that. Doing great. Yeah, this is my first playthrough, and I just hit Shadowbringers. How's the stream going? I'm doing quite well. Yeah, I've been sipping on some gin this evening. I'm having some of the Empress 1908 gin, which is this sort of deep blue gin, and when you add tonic to it, it turns into this more sort of pinkish purple color. It's quite delightful. And the tonic I mixed it with is very pleasant, locally made tonic with like rose and hibiscus and lavender and all these sort of botanicals in it. So it mixes quite nicely with gin. Yeah, I know we're kinda. Well, welcome on in. I really do appreciate the raid. Yeah, Shadow Brokers, right? That's the name of it. That's like a DLC, I guess, that a lot of people have been hooked on lately. I've never actually played Final Fantasy XIV. I've never been much of an MMO kind of guy. I've always been more into like RPGs. So, like at the moment, obviously I'm playing The Outer Worlds. I'm also going to be doing Mass Effect once a week starting this weekend. I've got 100 mods on Mass Effect Legendary Edition, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, in the near future, I think Doom Eternal is a game that's been redeemed for me to play fairly soon. So yeah, mostly, I don't know, just like shorter single-player kind of story-based games for the most part. Well, shorter. That's sort of a silly thing to say when I'm currently playing Outer Worlds and I'm about to play Mass Effect. Those are pretty long games, actually. But yeah, my usual jam is sort of shorter stuff. You know, shorter than an MMO at least, which can essentially be played in perpetuity for the rest of your life. Oh, hey. Bunch of marauders up there. 14's pretty cool. I love Mass Effect. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I played Mass Effect way back when it was kind of first a thing. Whoops. I don't know how shortly after its release, but certainly fairly early on, I think. And I have played the trilogy. I haven't yet played Andromeda. I've heard mixed things about it, but that's not why I haven't played it. I just haven't... it just... I don't know. I guess I've never really made a real point of seeking it out. But I do want to play it at some point. But yeah, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition was just gifted to me recently, and the really exciting part of that is that it's moddable. So I've gone ahead and spent the last 2 weeks searching through mods, learning how to mod it, and
north for a printing press?
I've got like 100 of them at this point.
That's the mission.
For those who might be curious, my mod list for that and the other games that I play that are modded are all there. I'll say it, I don't care how many people tell me I'm wrong. I enjoyed Andromeda and would happily welcome a sequel. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never played it. I avoid games like gameplay and trailers and just everything. I avoid any content of games that I intend on playing at some point. And Andromeda is a game that I'm definitely going to play at some point, so I know nothing about it. Except what people say, which is most people saying... you know, skip it. But, you know, there's a lot of games I've been told to skip that I've ended up enjoying, so that doesn't mean much to me. Enjoyed Andromeda. It had problems at launch, for sure. The game did start slow. I didn't really get interested in the characters in the first three hours. When you really get involved in the stories, it was worth putting the work in. Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that it features some of the characters from the trilogy that everyone's sort of come to know and love, but I don't know. I have no idea, so I'm looking forward to checking it out at some point. I mean, I'll have to, maybe when I finish the trilogy, maybe that'll be like the next game that I tackle. I don't know. But yeah, so after I finish The Outer Worlds and Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is going to be probably a couple months of content, honestly, I'm going to be playing Doom Eternal, because that was a Channel Point redemption thing, and then, yeah, I don't know. Probably start doing polls again. I think Dream Daddy was a game that a lot of people were saying that I should play, so I don't know, maybe I'll do that for like my birthday or something like that, some sort of special stream. Because I imagine that's a game that only has sort of the staying power for like a stream, maybe 2. In the first 3 hours you'd be like, why do I care about these people? Why am I putting this work in? But it blossoms. Well, that's good. Always a plus. I found that Mass Effect, I think when I very, very first played Mass Effect, I kind of did feel like, you know, there's so much lore, like there's no pretense is maybe the wrong word. I don't know. There's no there's no like kind of way for you to know any of the lore ahead of time, right? Like, it's just you jump into these games and it has all of its own lore, and that can be a little bit daunting. So I do remember that when I very first played Mass Effect, I kind of was a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of codex entries and new aliens and planets and characters, and I was just sort of like, you know, I think I got to the Citadel and was getting so swamped with codex things, and I was reading them all, and I think I ended up taking a break from it for a little bit to sort of let that all process. But I'm glad that I, like, you know, pushed through, and once you get into it, I find that a lot of BioWare games, I think it's BioWare that did that game, right? They end up having, although the lore is unique, they end up having lore that feels really fleshed out. Like, it feels like it's existed since before you launched that game and started playing it, which is, I imagine, quite hard to do, because not many games feel that way. Andromeda's not really Mass Effect. Well, it still has the same kind of stuff in it, presumably, right? Turians and, you know, what's Liara's race called again? Oh, God damn it. More gin will help my memory. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of lore, and I imagine that Andromeda is going to draw from that lore at least somewhat, so I am still interested in playing it. Zora sent me to look for guys? I think that should say for you guys. Once I get you out safe, I'll see about that press.
Thank the Eternal. We could use a hand. But we can't leave without patching these guys up. Acker here is bleeding out and Jensen can't see straight. Our medic has got our trauma kit, but we got separated. We ain't seen him in a couple of hours.
Any idea where he went?
Yeah, on account of giving him the order. He's searching the old settlement to the north of the press.
Got it. I'll see if I can find him.
Talk to me.
Okay. Well, I did. So you're saying Pachinko is a valid sequel to an FPS? So it's like a different genre? Oh. You're mostly dealing with Krogans and... Oh, I see. Anything up there, so... Oh my god, where are all these fucking things coming from? Wow. Let's do it with Krogans and another alien race, but I won't say more about the other alien race. That's something you should experience for yourself. Sick. Yeah, I look forward to it. Like I say, I specifically avoid kind of any and all spoilers about, again, not even spoilers, but like any and all story and content and I don't know. Like I say, even trailers, right? So, I think that's, yeah, definitely the less I know about the game, I think the more I end up enjoying it. So I've got 2 places to go now? Retrieve Zora's team. Okay. Well, take care of these fucking things. Oh my gosh. Ah, fuck it. This is what I got a shotgun for, right? Sick. That worked out really well. It's so damaging. The story could have all the Mass Effect stuff pulled out, and it wouldn't affect it at all. Yeah, that's the case for any standalone game that takes place in another universe, though. Like Skyrim could have all the Elder Scrolls lore pulled out of it, and still be the same game. And I think it would still be fucking great. Because, you know, that kind of game is exactly my jam. So the majority of people would disagree with me, but I enjoyed it. Sick. Ah, I see. So their ally is slain. That's fine. At least I got the health kit they need. It's so wild, the dodge mechanic where you can like leap forward and then dodge to the side.
Any luck out there?
I found your trauma kit. Your medic's dead.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's better than nothing. Thanks. We'll head out as soon as we're patched up. Thanks for the assist.
Hey, thanks for the help.
No worries, y'all. Now let's go fix that printing press. Now, I already went in here and killed everything in it, but I suspect it's been so long that maybe everything's respawned. Do you have a jetpack to make the side jumps make more sense? No, I just have, like, the dodge skill. And that skill means that you can tap jump again to, like, dash while you're in the air. I don't know what technology it uses, but the protagonist, I don't think, has any kind of jetpack on. Sick. Alright, so place is still cleared. Perfect. Here, and I think up the stairs, right? Yeah. Dip it, dip it, dip it, dip it, dip down, 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 dip it, dip it, dip it, dip it, dip down, down, down. Error, printer is currently inoperable. Install rollers. New equipment detected. System must restart for alignment. Please wait. System restarted. Press number 6 is now operational. Which one's number 6? I only see 2 fucking printing presses. Communication breakdown. Maybe it's like these units right here. But none of them seem to be operating currently. Weird. Ah well, we're good. So that is that quest done. Yeah, luckily I came here before. Bow, bow, bow. Communication breakdown. So I guess I'll just keep like clearing through these side quests, because I think a couple of these side quests actually are required for me to do the main quest. The main quest requires that 2 different factions stop transmitting and broadcasting on the on the radio. And they're only willing to do that if I do their little side quests, so. They'll just put a Christmas song in the song request. It might be a little late, but it's about bourbon, and I figured you might like it. From Bob's Burgers. Interesting. From Bob's Burgers, so if you like it, you'll enjoy the song from Mr. Fishoder. Fishoder? I've never seen Bob's Burgers. I really like H. John Benjamin, the voice of Coach McGurk and Archer, and I believe Bob from Bob's Burgers. But I tried watching an episode or 2 and I found it didn't really grab me. I've already got such a backlog of
So Ada isn't really alive, but
really great shows that we're already working on, you know?
Still talk like a person. What about Sam? What's it? Sorry. Is he the same thing?
Sam's an automechanical thing, not a computer brain thing like Ada. I don't think Sam understands gender, so you can call him it if you want.
Right, but she's a machine, he's a machine. How are they different?
You know how I said Ada was special? Her wiring's a whole lot more complex than Sam's, so she can simulate a
It's kind of a
personality
cool
better than he can.
description.
She got more tools in her box, so to speak.
So he's following his own rules, making everything obnoxiously clean because he has to. Maybe I ought to let up on him a bit.
Latest seasons aren't that great, but the earlier seasons' music inspired a whole cover band. The music of Bob's Burgers? I wasn't aware that it featured
If you'll just
music very
listen.
predominantly.
No, no more listening. No more preaching. We are losing people left and right. We need to act.
Enough, Zora. I'm not putting the torch to innocent people. Do you want to bring the board's cruisers and gunships down on us? Captain, apologies, but our situation grows dire. Our people talk of foolish endeavors. What news do you bring?
What are you arguing about?
We're out of time. We need food and ammunition. We need to hit Stellar Bay while we still have the manpower to do it.
You want to attack the city?
Yes, I know it's drastic, but it's clear that Sanjar will never cooperate. And if it's him or us, I choose us.
Are they really doing better than you are?
Doubtful. But we don't need much, and Sanjar isn't going to share.
Sure, but that seems desperate.
It is. We are desperate. We're starving. My people
There's
are
a whole
dying
album of over
left and
60
right.
songs from the show? Jesus. You list my top 3 favorite episodes of songs for you to watch. I promise it'll change your mind. Well, I'll either watch the show or I won't. Like, I'll, you know... at the moment, I'm watching a bunch of Comedy Bang Bang, which is, you know, pretty silly, like, partially scripted, partially improv. But I'll, yeah, maybe I'll check out Bob's Burgers after.
Excellent.
Did you find the Vanoys?
Yeah, they're lucky I got there in time.
Lucky indeed. Thank you.
You watch every Comedy Bang Bang? You love Reggie Watch? Oh, nice. Yeah, I like Reggie Watts. I mostly love the
For now, you can tell Hiram that I'll stop
people who are on
from the pits of our
Comedy Bang
eternal
Bang.
souls.
I really like
Thank
all the
you,
comedians and improvisers, and like
I have
every
much to
single
do,
episode I know
articles to write, sermons
who the
to
people
ponder.
are who are on it, which is nice.
We live in such an exciting time.
I've been listening to the
Let's talk
podcast,
later.
like I've listened to every not every episode of Comedy Bang Bang, but all the ones that have people who I'm like interested in listening to at least. And so I've listened to like probably hundreds of the episodes at least of their podcast.
Nice day, huh?
Welcome. All right.
So yeah, when I like finally found a way to be able to watch the episodes of the show, I was really excited about that. Reggie Watts is on the Late Late Show now with James Corden as host. I watch it just for Reggie. Yeah, I'm not wild about the Late Late Show.
What's up?
I do quite like Reggie Watts though.
Sure. All right. You ever name a place? Ever come to a spot in the world you think ought to be remembered? Okay, that's cute. Insufferably so. I name
have you
things
seen
and
the
places quite often. Rotting River,
not that it was that
Golden
great
Rock,
necessarily,
the
but have you
Horizon's
watched the
Anytime I
US
come to a
adaptation
spot I
of
think is worth
Taskmaster
remembering,
that
I name it.
had Reggie Watts as the host?
It's easy to get spend those little spots. A rock here, a river there. Anyway.
It's cute. I found a spot in the woods near my house where a river splits and creates a small island in the middle, and it's my favorite place to meditate. Sounds peaceful. I've not seen that. Oh. I don't know if you're familiar with Taskmaster. It's a UK show, which I think is probably one of the best, most interesting, most inspired shows that's on TV at the moment. Which is saying a lot, but it's pretty great. And so they've done, I think, 9 seasons of it now, as well as another season that was kind of a unique concept, and then like a couple of charity episodes and stuff like that. And it's amazing. I would highly recommend checking out Taskmaster. They've started uploading the series on YouTube. And yeah, it's just a great concept. But they also tried to adapt it to an American medium, with the same creator and sort of sidekick. The sidekick on the show created the show, but with Reggie Watts in the seat of like the host of it.
Can do that? All it takes is a little bit of black powder next to a lot of bits of fertilizer and one real hot day, and I've seen it happen.
I would highly recommend the UK version, but if you're a big fan of Reggie Watts, then you might even enjoy the US one as well. Look it up. Yeah, you should do. Absolutely. So good. Yeah, really, really just clever. Well done. I love it. Doom, 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 down, down. So I'm going to take a quick peek at who is currently streaming. Don't all go running away at once, but I think that we're going to start winding down the stream. Maybe look at folks to go and raid at the end of our stream here. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm feeling a little bit drunk and a little bit tired, and it might be good to, yeah, just call it a night. If you do want to join me for a raid, not only would I very much appreciate it, but you'll also get channel points and another type of stream currency that I have, which means things like Steam gift cards and all kinds of fun stuff. Let me just take a quick peek at who is streaming. We've got Sorcerer Siege, who is doing some Earthbound speedruns. Oh, the speedrun that he's doing is the only speedrun that I've ever tried myself, which is Earthbound is one of my favorite games of all time, and that particular speedrun kind of holds a place near and dear to my heart because I've actually, you know, performed the speedrun. So I'm thinking that might be a fun place to go. Plus, Sorcerer Siege is just like, he's good people.
Ready when you are.
I see, I could already see the people who are talking in there are also regulars in this stream. Yeah, have an awesome night, Hungy. Will you take a raid suggestion? My funny Australian friend is streaming. He plays Dead by Daylight. Maybe another time when I'm like struggling for people to raid. I've got 5 people online at the moment all of whom I would really like to raid. I think tonight we're gonna go with Sorcerer Siege. Like I say, he's really good people, and I love the game that he's playing. And Dead by Daylight isn't a game that I'm personally at all interested in. I've never played it, and I don't really expect that I will. I'm not wild about watching multiplayer games streamed either, so it's just not high on my list, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. If you guys feel like copy pasting a raid message, please do. I've got the old sub emote raid message, and then I've got one with global emotes for those who aren't subbed. And yeah, as always, of course, use emotes from channels that you're a fan of, or your own channels. You know, use any emotes you like. And yeah, maybe we'll do one more Stream Raiders battle, which will mostly be offline, because I'm not going to be, you know, not going to be streaming during this one, but it'll be going on to hook folks up with some more rewards. And yeah, we'll head over now to Sorcerer Siege's stream. I'll see you guys over there. I might stream tomorrow, I might stream the day after. I'm not sure. My stream schedule got a little bit fucked up this week, so I'm not entirely sure. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, but I'll probably stream tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see y'all for that. As always, sleep well, stay hydrated, and thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate all the company. I had a lot of fun tonight. So I'll catch you, yeah, tomorrow evening.